Welcome, family, friends, and lovers, once again to Five Sided Die. Let us know if you can hear us.
We should be good.
Hopefully, you can.
Thanks for waiting for us. We know that you were biting your fingernails,
I'm waiting.
waiting at the edge of your seat.
No.
Like, what is going on?
We're
Where are
having
they?
Some audio issues.
But we're okay now. Lovely day for it.
Hi.
All right, we've got announcements. Tommy, you're up.
Oh.
God, after I just had to do all
I'm
that.
just kidding. I wasn't really going to make you do it. Elena.
Follow us on things.
Yeah.
And
He could do it.
let's just play D&D, guys. Come
All right.
on. I'm so
Follow us
tired.
on YouTube.
Subscribe. Follow us. We're doing a
Is the audio
200
working even?
follower
Hold on.
giveaway on
Working.
Twitch.
Is,
it working?
No. Yes.
Ask.
Tell me, people.
Is the audio
No.
working?
I mean, we
Five
could
Sided
turn it
Die is
on.
live.
What was that?
It was Tumblr.
We're live.
You'd think now, 40
Pure
episodes in,
non-creepy.
It was pure non.
we'd have this
There's an ad
down.
on Tumblr.
But
But we
Wait,
don't.
why?
Working?
And
it's
they-
working. Okay, we're good.
Oh, lovely. Wonderful.
Anyway,
all right.
follow us.
Follow
us.
Bye, 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 bye.
Follow us on Twitch because we're doing a giveaway at 200 followers. Subscribe to us on YouTube because that's where all of our previous sessions that you might have missed are, and we really want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of the social media.
Thanks.
That's it.
Lovely. All right then. Last time we all played, you guys noticed as you were shopping about that your good buddy Mort had
These are
gone
so fragile.
missing. Couldn't find him. Do we have audio?
We do.
Okay. Good buddy Mort has gone. Where? We do not know. You guys did a quick search around the place, asking people. Nick's running from shop to shop. Toby on his broom. River and Leaf shopping. But in time, you were able to find out that he went missing sometime between being at the magic shop and running to the next armory that you guys were meant to meet. Following some tracks, following some information, you were able to discover sort of a path that you tracked and found deep into the, not deep into the woods, but into the woods. You went. And
That was it.
a smell, a familiar smell, a smell of clove and lavender and citrus was in the air, a smell that was familiar to you, Toby, as you suddenly found yourselves surrounded by these things that were hanging from the trees and looking at you that then dropped down and began a battle with some vampire spawns.
Hate them.
Noticing that after the battle was over, the tracks that you were following had vanished suddenly. Leading you to believe that someone had used some sort of magic to... You don't have to drink that.
I'm going to.
Some magic was used to teleport or to get the heck out of town. So, asking some questions, getting some things together, you guys did eventually scry upon Mort. Saw him laying, tied, bound, on a wooden bench-like object with a crimson-colored cushion. Noticing some sort of skinny, almost skeletal being sort of looming about him, and then putting a dark and skinny hand laid
Dark?
upon. Dark in like a shadow.
Oh.
Not in skin tone, but in just like shadow. And so seeing that, and
Did we see his skin tone or no?
you couldn't really make that out because of the shadow that was cast upon this
Thought maybe it
person.
was, like,
But it did
some
look,
kind of,
it looked
dark
pale. I would say palish in color.
Okay.
You tried to scry again or some other thing tried to happen, but it didn't. And then you guys decided that with the evidence that you
we
took-
tried to look for Martin, right?
We tried to
Yeah,
scry
Yeah, that's
for
right.
him.
You
We
tried
just
to
scry
then
for-
scry on Martin, but
Yeah.
it was unsuccessful. But you guys then decided that with the information all put together, that Mort is certainly no longer in Bayford. He's somewhere else. And so you decided to convince the captain of the Chillywick, Captain Garvin Koth, that you guys needed to set sail that very night. He wanted to wait until the morning, but you guys were convincing in your argument, and so you set sail into the night on a 3.5 day long journey on the waters to Kovan.
Yeah, it was.
I'm on the boat again.
All right, so just to
Hey,
begin,
on the boat
I'll have
again.
somebody
I
roll a
will.
d20.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, no guests. Get to do the rolling. That's
You can do it.
No,
I can't
no,
just give
no.
you any dice.
We'll
I'm
just
kidding.
go. We'll go
ahead.
right down
Yeah.
the ways.
Jeez Louise.
Kidding.
I'm just kidding. What do I have to add to it?
Nothing.
Nothing's but 17.
17. Okay.
Oh, is it that night that we set sail?
Mm-hmm. It's like that
It is
evening.
the
It was
evening
like
of.
early evening.
My feet are
Like
gonna
7
fucking
p.m.
freeze off.
In real life?
Yes.
In real life, I know,
Would
same.
Daddy see him?
Daddy, take a pee.
Daddy's little baby
Daddy,
horse.
see him.
Fat baby horse. All right, you guys now venturing on the Chillywick. The evening is yours before you, or we could go right into a long rest and then
I got a
into
few
a.
things I gotta do.
Okay,
We're on the chili?
Are we
You're on the chili.
Wait,
You-
did we
you
rest
are not-
already from the first time?
you have not.
Oh yeah, then go. Sorry, I was. Yeah, never mind. I'll do things next.
So you guys could for sure then sleep for that evening, and then I'll have that roll be for
Okay.
that
That-
very
that
next
That
the
works.
next evening.
Okay.
That's what I
Oh,
thought. I thought we went to
We,
sleep.
we had
again
a
last-
whole battle. So.
No, we
Yeah,
did.
I'm not.
What's going on?
I have nothing.
Oh no, Jude.
What have you done?
I just never turned it on.
Oh, how about that?
I'm in a weird place right now, guys. I need to become Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Become. All right, you guys then. Now as the blue night sky of the moon now setting and the sun is now rising in the sky. You guys then, as the early morn is rising, you may do whatever you wish. What is it that you'd like to do then?
Do you think
This
I think
is
that's
the
better?
10th of Bradine, right?
You are on the 10th of Radiant, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, you sure are.
Trying to
Yeah,
look
that's
where
fine.
I
Broadine.
I had to fix
Broadine.
it when I restarted it. I had to.
That was the 8th, and this is the 10th. Okay,
It's too
just making
small.
sure I have my
Yeah.
days correct.
I was doing it.
Right then.
Let that last.
Okay.
What are you doing?
10th of Bradine. Uh-oh, River's birthday's coming up.
River's birthday is coming up indeed. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone's yawning.
Yeah.
And
River is
waking up.
sleeping. Pull the
All right,
blankets
so,
over their head.
Some things that I need to do, Melissa, today, over the next day.
Right.
Copy the scrolls I bought. I need to copy those into my spell book. So
Okay.
that'll take me a few hours, and I've already bought the materials, so I'll be doing that today.
Okay.
For at least the morning.
For the next 3 hours, that's what
yeah,
you'll be
I
doing.
think it's probably something.
All right. You guys do smell a delicious, familiar smell of fried eggs and peppers wafting up into your quarters.
Sounds so good.
I'm already down there.
Okay.
She has a morning bird.
I'm not like that in real life. I'm acting. Anyway, I'm down there
Character is
eating
not.
food.
All right. And Al dente is serving everybody.
Al dente is
Manja,
serving.
mange.
Manja, manja. Delicious as ever.
Always. so.
You never
Grazie,
miss a
grazie.
beat.
Thank you. I don't know why he said it like that. He didn't know what to say
Strange
there.
man.
He didn't know what to say. He was speechless.
You're welcome.
Stiv is sitting down there gobbling up his little meal.
Goblin?
Goblin up his.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Goblin.
River's nowhere to be seen.
Do you think we'll find more today?
Well,
Today.
it's gonna be a few days on the boat, right?
Well, where is he?
I don't think he's in the ocean.
He might be.
That's true.
We saw him in a pew.
But there could be pews in the ocean. There's the underground sea land.
Well, we're past that now.
Oh, well, shoot. Well, hopefully he's not there.
Hopefully.
So, have you met your lady yet?
No.
I can't remember what happened.
Gauzy.
Soggy.
Magaza.
Zoggy.
Gauzy.
Zoggy.
Gauzy. Magaza.
Mama say Mama
Mazaga.
Saga.
Zoggy. It's Zoggy. It's Zoggy. We've talked about it. I can't remember. Zoggy.
It's okay.
So you haven't spoken with her yet?
No. I didn't find her at Bayford.
Well, maybe she'll be in Corvin, where we're going.
Do you think?
Kovan?
Corvin? I've only ever seen it written down.
Yeah, they say Kovan.
Kovan.
That's how they talk down there. It's very weird.
Oh, they talk different than us? I meant to do that out of character. That was not supposed to be something Nick said. And not that I...
you feel that way. In real life, is what you just
Ew.
admitted.
No, I was making a joke.
Wow.
Anyway,
Do you think then Soggy will be there?
maybe. Did she like the deep south?
I think so. She sails all over.
Oh, well, does she like being warm or chilly?
Oh, I don't know. I think warm.
Then I think our chances are good.
Oh, I hope so.
Guys, do you want to see what I've been working on? Because I have really bad
I do,
anxiety
yes.
about Mort.
Yes.
And I think, what if he dies?
What is it?
And if he dies, we're not gonna have a healer. So I figured maybe I should try to work on that a little bit, just in case. Not that he's dead and he's gonna be fine and everything is fine, and he was my best friend. Anyway, I thought of a couple of spells. I was working on them late into the night, and maybe I'll show them to you in a little
I'd
bit.
love to see them.
But I can't really do them right now because we're having breakfast.
Right. And also, I know that sometimes when it comes to magic, you get a little bit tired and you can't do it the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I'd like to save them for in case if we get into a battle and one of us flies into the ocean again, and I hope this time it's not me, because I will also be the one healing.
I hope it's not me.
I don't think it'll be you, Steph.
You could tell us about your spells.
Pazzer.
Well, I came up with. What did you say?
Pazzer's with us.
We love you.
We love you, Pazzer. Continue.
Who's Pazzer?
It's Passer.
Pazzer.
I know. I always say Passer too.
I have
but
no idea what you're talking
Thank you, Passer. We love you.
Well, I came up with healing word. So instead of healing, what's my other one I have?
Stealing bird.
Yes. So I had cure wounds, but I needed to. These are really part of my character now. I think I have to do it every week. So healing word. I don't have to be touching you to heal
Is that
you.
a Jedi offense?
You just yell it out.
I just yell it really loud.
Do you say healing word?
Well, I think I could say any word I want to, really. But I could say that if that's what you
Which
prefer.
word are you going to choose?
Maybe just our name. That could work.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You could say Mort.
Oh my god. Well, doesn't that mean death?
No, it means good friend.
To you? You know what? You're right. We're gonna reclaim the word.
All right.
And I also thought of animal friendship because you could always use a friend. And if we lose our good friend, and we're not gonna lose our good friend because he's fine and he's okay. But if we do, I think maybe that I could talk to my other friends about it. She cried.
Oh no.
I really got it.
He's also crying.
I'm gonna comfort both of them.
Yeah, he's just like convulsing in tears now.
So sad.
I'm like sogging my eggs.
Soggy eggs.
Wow.
Sogging your
Sogging my eggs.
I'm sogging my eggs right now.
Sogging.
It's sogging absolute egg.
Slobbing.
It's giving.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving.
All right, so you guys are all eating breakfast. You have not woken up yet.
I've
You're
not
still in
left
bed.
the room.
I'm occupied for 6 hours.
Yes. 6
That's
hours.
2 per level.
Nice. Okay.
For the spell.
So
I'll eat
anyway,
eggs.
Okay.
I'm fine now.
Yeah, I drink blood.
I need to go use the ladies' brew.
Is
Oh,
there
I'll be
energy
back.
drink?
Well,
No,
there's-
it's
It's
just.
called the ocean.
we just, we got the bucket and we poured over.
Mm.
I meant the
That's
bucket,
so
but I wanted it to sound nicer than it was. So,
Hazard?
I understand.
who's
I
Pazzer?
understand.
Pazzer's an OG.
He's an OG.
Thank you, Pazzer.
Thank you.
Why can't? Oh! I thought you meant like a character, not on.
Anyway.
Okay, I'm
We
so
can
sorry.
continue,
Thank you, Pazzer. Thank you. Anyway, she goes to the bathroom and cries. And she goes to stand next to
The bucket.
the bucket.
And it
I like
smells
it.
like ass. It
You
has
walk
piss in
past
it.
Toby's bunk as you're doing this, and you like his room, and you just hear lots of strange noises and like grunting.
I stop and I listen. My ear goes. And I listen.
Oh,
in.
it perks out.
All right, make a perception check
Okay.
if you're trying to listen.
I am trying to listen in. Oh, not very good, was it? Oh, I can't. Oh my gosh.
It's a weird song to play him while Toby's there.
Stop it. That's not unallowed.
He's copying spells. He likes like rock when he's copying spells.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah. 11.
Not allowed. I love not allowed.
11. Yeah, sounds like a lot of things are going on. Something,
I'm like-
something intense is happening.
I'm like, oh. And I keep going.
All right.
He's having a good
I'm
time.
gonna get a plate of eggs and I'm gonna bring it to where River is sleeping.
All right.
Knock, knock, knock. It's time to wake up. Here's some breakfast. It's delicious, made by Al
Eggs.
Dente himself.
It's just eggs.
It's good. It has peppers in it.
Are they a little soggy?
No, it wasn't for me.
Yum.
Nix is a bit worried about Maud.
I will not be eating these. What happened to mine?
Extra salty.
Did I have a serving that wasn't Nix's?
But this is all that was left.
Okay, well, it's fine.
If you're not gonna eat it, then.
Oh god.
I just made it taste better.
It's
Oh my
saltier.
God.
It's a bit saltier.
Mm.
Sometimes scrambled eggs can get dry.
They can.
I don't know.
Especially at sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No part of that.
Anyway, you guys aren't there. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, I just came to wake you up because you were still sleeping, and the sun has been.
It's well into the sky. It's like almost noon.
The sun is
That
almost
tracks.
at the middle of the sky,
Okay.
so
And
it's time to get up.
Fine. Fine.
We've got things to do. We've got to make sure that the ship gets to Mort, or at least to Koban.
I have to get dressed.
That more.
Are you just? I mean, I have to get. Are you gonna just stand there? Or what is the deal? Because I have to get dressed.
Oh, I will leave.
Or.
Leaf is a verb now.
All right.
Toby's
I'm
confident away.
I'm still crying.
You're still crying.
I'll
You
probably be
guys
done
are
by, like, 2 or 3?
4 o'clock.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
2 or 3 for full.
It was
I think
about
I
10
started
when you
like
started.
8.
Oh yeah. Well then yeah, you
Yeah,
could be done about
okay.
2. Got a couple of hours. Anything you guys want to do in the next couple of hours, or
Just
do you
like
just
help out with all the ropes and do the
lovely
leaf knot.
ropes and knots, and we got a leaf knot
I'm
going.
gonna. I'm gonna.
You have your little parasail.
Little
Parasail.
sunglasses.
Once
and
I
your
calm,
gliding
once I
glasses.
calm myself, I go up to the big old nest and I sit in a nest and I'm looking out.
Getting on there.
All
I'm
right.
sitting in there.
Shit in there.
Don't make me sad.
Nest.
I shit in a nest like a little baby, like
Love
a little
it.
baby bird.
Okay.
Alright.
Wonderful.
Did I
All
take
right.
it too far?
What
No.
happened to Nix?
Never. All right, you guys then hanging out, enjoying your day. It is now about that time that the dinner bell is being rung. The evening is coming now. So that's it.
The evening is coming
What would you
up.
like to do?
What? This is the 10th, right? Okay.
It is the 10th, indeed.
What day is the stomp?
The Great Crush, that is in the next month.
Next month.
That like reminded me of the word.
I have to write that down. Next
Go.
month.
Yeah. It will be
When is the stomp?
the stomp. When's the stomp taking place? Yeah, that is in Scorus. And it's usually like the 3rd week of Scorus.
That's a month.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have your months memorized yet.
I know.
I
I don't think Leaf does.
Yeah,
Leaf does
he
not
just
know
doesn't
the
know the
months.
months
Who
of the
doesn't
year.
know it? He's like, what? Oh, it's fall.
Oh, did Pazzer give us 10 subscriptions?
That's what we were
Thanks,
saying.
Passer.
I didn't realize that. Thank you, Pazzer.
And he subscribed for 12 months.
Oh my God, what a nice man.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
He's a DM. He is a DM too. That's Adam.
I should.
Mm-hmm. Love him.
Hmm.
All right. What are you doing? You're all done now, Toby,
Hell yeah.
and food is being prepared. It looks, or at least smells, familiar to you, Leaf. It smells like there might be some pizza pies being cooked up for dinner tonight.
Pizza
Pizza
pies.
How good that sounds right now.
Next week.
Pizza pies.
Next week.
I'm
Well,
doing it tomorrow.
I know that I'm gonna go up to the
Sylvester.
river under the parasol.
Mhm.
I know that you haven't eaten yet, and it smells like there's some pizza. Nix, pizza,
What?
pizza,
What?
pizza pie.
Sheets and rye?
Come down, please.
Okay. I come down.
I'm gonna pound on the door that
I'm
is
gonna
grunting.
pound on you.
I'm done grunting.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
he was
finished
previously
grunting.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you done in there?
He fell asleep
you
right
guys
after.
In his bunk with a piece of straw in his mouth, pat down over his face, takes it off. Yeah. What time is it?
The sun is starting to go towards the west.
Oh, 3 o'clock. All right, I'll be out.
That's very generic explanation.
You guys do notice in the mess hall in the place where you eat, there are several different types of pizza pies laid out. There's vegetable pizza pie. There's a meat lovers.
Before we
Margarita.
get there, when Leaf's down in the cabins, is it dark? Like in the cabins, is there like a window?
I mean, you have little.
Portals.
Some of them, the outer ones do,
Okay.
but yes, not the
I will
the inner
then.
ones.
I'll
but-
say, "Oh, Leaf, yeah, you're just the person." And yeah, I'll grab you and try to pull you into my room.
I'm gonna cover my neck.
Relax. That's a little. I didn't even bite Mort's neck. I bit his hand. And I will throw like a shirt or something over the little hole.
Okay.
So it's pitch black, so you can't see anything.
And then he's gonna
and
kiss
I'll
you.
Be like, all right, I need you to stay real still. And I'll spit in my hand,
What are you doing?
and then I'll take that. I'll be like, keep your eyes open, all right? And I will take it on 2 fingers and wipe each of your eyes, so you just feel like a wetness touch your eyes.
Oh!
And cast dark vision, which is what I just learned. And so when you open your eyes, you can see. Isn't that neat? So you've been missing this whole time.
I can't believe this. This is how you see all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
I feel like a cat or something.
Yeah, I think cats can see in the dark. I think actually in D&D they can. They don't have dark vision. Anyway.
Captain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so I learned that. I bought that. It's a scroll I bought yesterday.
Did you have to spit on me though?
Well, that was just kind of, yeah.
Oh, but it's probably good moisturizer.
Yeah. Vampire spit?
Mm.
Vampire spit. But anyway,
Thank you.
yeah, of course.
Is that how long does that last?
8 hours.
Wow.
For
Most
8
of the day,
hours,
yeah.
I'll be able to see in the dark.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell
And
yeah,
we
brother.
skip off to us.
Hell yeah,
I was
brother.
waiting for Leaf to like then spit into your eyes.
Does that do anything for you? Are you cool?
All right, then the pizza pies are now awaiting. They're laid out. There's a greens and potato
Oh.
pizza laid out there. There,
my
yeah.
language.
There's a white pizza pie with sliced up yellow peppers.
I'll tell you from
Young
The
Son
Young
Ohio.
There is a Briar Hill. Yeah.
What about margarita?
There's a margarita pizza for sure, fresh basil and all.
The dog.
It's a dog. It's
Is
dog
there
meat.
anything with meat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a meat
There's
lovers.
a meat lovers. It's
I'll
got
find the meat
pepperoni,
lovers and
sausage.
I'll pick the meat off of that meat though.
Okay.
I will take one of each.
All right. Pile up.
I'm gonna have a nice little sliced margarita.
Okay. You guys can do. You don't have to tell me what you're eating. You can
Well,
just eat
I
it.
wanted you to know.
I
This is
actually am
very
happy.
interesting.
I'm happy to hear what you're eating. Yeah.
I will give one of my pieces to River and just not look at them.
Okay.
Very delicious al dente.
Thank you. You like?
All of it.
What's your favorite? Oh my God.
What's your favorite?
What's your
favorite?
What's your favorite?
I don't even know if I can. I've never had this kind with the red sauce and just a little bit of cheese on top. What's that called?
That's a Briar Hill.
Where is that from?
Briar Hill.
Mm.
It is a fascinating little town, off in a valley.
Mm.
You ever seen a valley?
I believe I have, yes.
Well, it is the mamas and the grandmamas.
Mm.
They make this.
It's delicious. I like that one. I like that. I like them all. To be honest, I don't think I could pick my favorite, but
Pick
My favorite.
Pick my favorite.
I do like the potato one as well.
That's my favorite.
It's
My
good.
favorite.
Favorite.
Are you chilly?
I am on the chili wick.
Oh, that was a good one.
Good one out,
Thanks.
Mr. Dente.
You know who would have liked that joke?
More.
No. So, come here.
She like crawls up into his arms.
He's got like sauce all
He's
over.
so sweaty.
He's a sweaty man. Sauce all over. He's got his big hat.
You
And he just
remind
pulls
me
you
of
up.
my Uncle Fester.
He puts you in the pocket of his apron. You little one, you stay.
I stay.
Your friend. He'd be all right.
He'd be all right. He'd be all right.
He'd be all right. You find him.
I find him.
You are a hero, no?
Maybe. In some circles.
I believe you are. You will find him.
Okay. I believe you, Al Dente.
Come. Stir the sauce with me.
Okay.
We'll make some pizza pies. So throw the dough in the air.
Okay. I can throw dough.
He tries to like just keep you busy and happy and
She throws dough, but it lands just like on her head every time.
It's so cute. There's a little montage here of just
Yeah,
Nick's
of course.
throwing up and flour.
And
in
I
your
have
face
I have a
and-
chef's
And
hat
Al Dente's
on.
in slow motion.
Yes.
And I draw a mustache with the sauce on my face.
And
he's
there's like
like,
some montage music.
Yeah.
And I'm
Like,
trying on
lucky
I'm trying
girl.
on different
Give us a twirl.
hats.
Oh yeah. He's trying to
Lucky
find,
girl.
he's trying to find the
You're
hat
the
that fits
If
you.
I
And
twirl.
That's like literally the.
you guys like look back.
The
into-
hat's too big on me.
Yeah, and you guys see like Nick's with a big old chef hat and mixing sauces and throwing
She really
stuff
gets
and-
along with older, non-threatening men.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah. And he does remind you a bit of Uncle Fester.
He's
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anything else you guys want to do on this day?
On this here day. It's still the 10th.
Yes.
No. River ate one slice of pizza.
Which kind?
White with banana peppers. Or with the
Nice.
sliced yellow peppers.
Mm-hmm. Banana peppers, indeed.
Banana peppers.
White pizza.
White-
What's that?
White pizza? I ain't even never heard of white pizza.
It's just pizza without any
Any
sauce
sauce?
on it. You just put cheese on it.
Cheese.
They don't got no sauce?
No, it's got For those of you that don't know,
The butter sauce on
it's like it's
Like
an olive
olive.
oil.
Yeah,
It's olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic.
Oh, cheese.
It's all the good stuff.
All the
Usually
good stuff.
some crushed red peppers if they're doing it right.
All the good stuff.
Delish.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
Yeah.
if the
Eat your
if
pizza
there's
pie.
something-
Eat the pizza pie.
Mhm.
Eat the pizza pie.
I'm gonna
Lovely.
once it gets dark, Leaf is gonna walk around on the boat and look at everything.
Okay.
You
River
can
will
see.
join you.
It does appear that the weather has been in your favor today. The sails are full. You're making good speed. All is well.
All is well. All is well.
I can see.
That's great, Lee. What do you mean by that?
I mean, Toby spit in my eyes, and now I can see in the dark.
Oh, he did a magic on you.
Yes,
What, he had a spit in your
he
eyes?
spit in my eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
it was unpleasant, but the benefits.
Well, how do you like it? How do you like being able to see it at night and in the dark?
It's different. That's how you see all the time.
I mean, at night and in the dark.
Yeah, and you can see that it's like, it's not perfect vision, is, you know, a bit obscure, grainy a bit, but for 60 feet, you can see shapes and, you know, different grades of light. But yeah, it's like, I mean, before it was like pitch black. So you can definitely
It's
see
like going from a TV that's turned off to watching like
black and white
50s
television.
film.
Yeah. When it's, but you have to like turn the dial because
It's
it's
a
kind of
little
flipping a
grainy.
little bit.
You
Yeah.
gotta like mess with the antennas a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
What were you about to say? I'm sorry, Nix.
I don't remember. It's not important.
I hope that it
The
comes to
moment
you.
has passed.
The moment has passed.
When there's a moment, when you guys are done with whatever y'all are doing, Toby will approach the pair of you. But continue your thing if you had something you
We're just walking
No.
side by side,
Well, then Toby approaches.
bumping shoulders,
Bumping uglies.
bumping uglies.
That's
Not
what
yet.
bumping shoulders are.
not yet.
Bumping uglies.
Hey, River, you the other day mentioned something about when I was using my crystal ball, you were like, I could might have use for that. And I figured we're not doing nothing right now, so I was like, maybe I before bedtime, that's something I could do is use my crystal ball again if you had an idea of somebody.
I do have an idea of somebody, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, I don't mind that. I mean, I was thinking about maybe using a spell I have to talk to more, but I don't know if I'm ready to do it because I never tried to do it, so it's kind of scary to try something new, but,
You
Okay.
don't have to be scared.
well, I appreciate that.
How does
I
it
walk up now too because I am here and I am covered in flour and I'm going. What's happening?
We're just talking about life. Those
You wouldn't understand.
crystal
No.
balls.
You, what?
Why wouldn't I understand?
I don't know.
He's being weird. You would definitely understand.
Okay, how does it work if you don't personally know
Well,
the
I
person?
mean, I didn't personally know the guy, so there's a bit higher chance that they'll like resist me trying to watch them. But that's what I was trying to do with Martin. I think you said his name was Mort's dad. So you just got to kind of figure out what he looks like. If you got a picture, like a drawing or something.
I could draw him.
No.
No, I don't think you can
I
actually.
don't have a drawing or
horse.
anything of
It's a horse.
Can I do? You do some magic, right?
yes.
Can you do like a little illusion?
Yeah.
thing?
And I'll do minor illusion
Okay.
of him,
Oh.
of Wylith.
You guys see this,
Oh.
like, Star Wars hologram come up.
Wow. So who's this fella?
Somebody. Somebody.
Somebody. All right. Well, a name would probably help me out a bit.
Wylith?
All right. Wyleth. Good name.
And you see, like, this sort of, like, greasy-haired...
He doesn't have
What?
greasy hair.
He
Um,
does.
He absolutely does not.
He's
does.
got greasy hair, a lot of, like, pitted skin.
All
Um,
right.
like, a lot of bruising on his body.
Yeah, he's
No,
looks
no.
like a garbage can. No.
You see
Wait,
this?
is that Mort?
No, you see a man who's pulling on a long pipe, sort of like bouncy hair.
Leaf drew me a picture.
He looks
long hair. What are you doing?
he looks handsome enough
Alright.
in his way.
All right, he's a pretty handsome fella. I
What
mean,
about it?
beyond the pitted skin and greasy hair, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'll leave
Maybe
y'all.
I was doing it wrong.
If y'all follow me down to my bunk,
What were
That's where
you?
magic happens.
What were you doing in there earlier? I heard something.
I was sleeping.
I don't think that's true.
I was studying.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
We'll
I
come
was.
back to it.
No, I was studying.
Lead the way, because I'm curious to see where this.
I'll lead you down to my bunk.
Where
Is it
he
like a
is.
shared bunk situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are enough cabins here that you guys could all pick your own. You have a pretty small crew for a ship this size. So
Are any
yeah.
randos in there when I get there?
No, you don't have any randos in your because the captain and his men and
For
women
sure.
are all have their
Okay.
quarters
Okay.
well established. You
Yeah.
guys were not even given those options.
Okay.
So
Leaf and River share a bunk bed.
Yeah, I got top bunk of something.
Leaf has top bunk too.
So he can fall through and crush you. All right, so I
This
will
big
have
man
you
up on
all
top.
sit down around my crystal ball and stare at me, staring at it intently. And I will begin to cast scrying on On Wyleth, so I have secondhand knowledge of him, so he gets +5.
Okay.
And then I have a likeness or a picture, which is my. Hey, do you have like a possession of his, or like, yeah, that's the likeness I'm referencing. Do you have like a possession, something that he owned that you would?
Yeah, I actually have something he gave me.
Do you have any of his flesh?
No.
What about like hair? Hair or fingernail?
I don't have hair or...
Spit? Blood?
No.
What?
I mean,
You
I
don't
think...
keep his blood in a vial or anything?
Maybe once.
I know.
Maybe a long time ago.
I feel
they
like
did that.
Angelina.
No, I have
Angelina?
things he's given me, but no, I don't have any.
Alright, I could do something with the thing that he gave you.
Okay.
So
I
that's-
can do something with the thing.
So
you
he gets a +1 instead of a +5 because the possession or garment's -4. So +1 to his save. wisdom saving
+1.
throw.
Okay, got it.
No, I mean, don't actually give it to him, but
What is it? The ring?
the ring of protection.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Whatever.
I put it on.
and I run away.
And I attune to
I'm
it.
into the cash
And I
teleport.
jump into the ocean.
I run, jump in the ocean, cast polymorph. I'm now a shark.
Okay.
The ring
Alright, you
falls
ready?
off your
There we go.
This is really big on your.
He only gets a +1, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
He failed, I think.
All right. Pushing in.
You pushing in?
All right. You see now this
Can we all
mist.
see it?
I don't believe.
No.
No.
Just the toadster.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna-
describe it
I'm
aloud.
Yeah.
gonna pretend like I can see.
You can definitely.
Well, I'm painting a
you
very
s-
vivid picture.
You see this whirling of mist in this orb. You then see Toby as
Water
it begins
function.
as it begins to dissipate. You see a man
You see, remember you tested it.
who looks very similar to the illusion that you saw. He's sitting at a table, a wooden table. He's got a drink in front of him. Because the view, it's like sort of like a bird's eye view. Like you've got this sort of like, or not a bird's eye, what do I want to say? Fisheye. A fisheye lens kind of on him. But you can see the table sits on a sort of a weathered rug. And below, just on one corner, you can see that there's like wooden slats underneath it. It appears that it's not within a tavern because you can see the effects of wind, like it's outdoors. You can see across the table, not much, but a hand, a large hand.
Big fatty.
Gloved?
Green hand.
Green. Do I see any
On
bags?
on this hand, you don't see
Is it
because
bags?
it's too pulled back, but on this hand you see
Large green hand.
on every finger a ring,
Fingers.
and you see the fingers kind of tapping on the table.
It's a man's hand?
Do I hear anything?
No, it's a green hand.
It's
I
a
thought-
very
I
large
thought you
hand.
implied it was a
hear
man
Wyleth saying,
She has man hands.
"Don't worry, I'll have it all sorted. I have something in the works."
Okay.
And you hear in the background a lot of like chittering, grunting, chanting,
Like humanoid chittering or
Yes.
like creature?
like goblinoid sort of talking about. There's a bunch of bustling. You see just in the slight peripheral of this vision of this fisheye lens, people kind of pushing through wagons. Not wagons quite, but like carts, smaller carts, these wooden carts that look weirdly cobbled together, spears in them, and different types of wood staffs, they kind of look like. Bundles of things being sort of pushed through and brushed through, and you hear orders being called out.
Do I understand anything they're saying? I don't speak goblin or...
You don't speak goblinoid, then you would not understand exactly what they're, but you're hearing that grunting and the chittering and the the noises that sound to you like garbled nonsense. But how long can you scry for?
10 minutes.
Okay, so in this time, I'll say that you hear
Does the green hand speak at all?
the green hand does speak. After
Grinch.
after
Yeah, it has the puppet eyes on
Yeah.
it. It's like
I wanted to tell you about a time.
It's Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
Miss Piggy and I are having problems.
No, but you do hear.
not good. Not my best.
I need this sorted, Wyleth. If I am to trust you and give you your status, your claim, I need to know that you won't be distracted again. And Wyleth turns back. He sort of takes a sigh and sits back. And you're mainly seeing him at this point. I mean, that's obviously. I will not be distracted again. I can guarantee that. This distraction will be dealt with swiftly. I have it underhand. I will. And then she cuts in. I don't need you worrying about revenge or whatever it is that you need to satisfy. I need to know that you will get done what needs to be done. It will. It will in time. There's a few things I need to take care of, but everything's going to work out fine.
Does he seem scared?
He seems preoccupied. He doesn't appear to be necessarily nervous, but you don't know him.
Yeah. Can I make an insight check?
You can.
Good. 17 minus 1 for a 16.
With a 16, he seems unsettled. You don't know him, so it's hard to know how he normally is talking. If you were to describe how he was talking, maybe it would be something that you guys could, measure against.
Almost anxious, like.
Anxious. He's talking not as smarmy as you've been told, or you haven't been told much yet. Yeah. So,
when I tell you all about it, you'll know that he's not being as smarmy as what you think.
They do.
Is he being smarmy?
Is he being
I don't think I
smarmy?
can hear you guys, but I am
Yeah.
speaking well.
Right. Yeah, he's just saying this all out loud. So,
I'm doing
they
the
talk
voices.
about without.
But they all have a southern
Yeah.
accent.
you're like, Yukara, I can't do this anymore.
He never says Yukara, but I will say that within this 10 minutes, you're able to gather that plans are being made. She needs him to be focused.
She's worried that he's not going to.
That he's not focused. He seems
He's
a bit
done something
distracted.
before that has caused her to not
Right.
fully have faith. in him.
She does mention that someone has told her that he's been talking to somebody
No.
or seems distracted.
If anyone in this area can see invisible objects, they would be able to see my screen.
Right.
Just FYI.
Yeah. I know.
She said, I know.
I was just making sure because I read it as I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, basically what you're getting is that she is making sure that he's still on the same page. She has had people watching him. There is a plan that needs to come to fruition here pretty soon.
Okay.
People are gathering things up.
Is it the same time? Like, is it nighttime there as well?
It does not appear to be. No. Yes. It is darker there.
So it's like we're right past sunset. They're like deeper in the night. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Deeper in the
We're on
night.
the East Coast.
Okay.
Okay.
time works differently.
Do they?
It goes up and
We're
down.
in no, actually we might be in mountain time.
So I guess I'm trying to figure out like I said it was like a patio, but it's like a wood something
Yeah.
covered by a rug.
How big is your peripheral of this? Like, how big is the center
Spell
of
creates
frame?
A sensor, an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. So I'm 10 feet away as if I was there.
Okay.
The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet for the duration. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so within 10 feet of him. Okay.
Yeah.
From you just see that hand.
Yeah, so
It
like
looks
on an
like-
angle above.
Mhm. It looks like a rectangular, like a picnic table almost kind of a thing.
Like a platform.
A platform for
Okay.
sure. You can tell that there's definitely like the wind is moving. Things about where they're staying is stationary.
Mood lighting.
It looks like there's some torch lights. Yeah, there's torch lights.
Mood lighting.
They seem
Torches
Cinnamon
lit.
candles.
because like the one hand was like kind of reaching across the table a little bit. Was
Like
it like
tapping.
in a?
Tapping.
Oh, so it wasn't a romantic way. It was like an intimidating.
They weren't
Yes.
holding
Okay,
hands.
like a
No.
mob
They
boss.
were not. Yeah, they were not.
What
Holding
if
hands.
what if they were? That would be insane.
That would be great.
I can
But
kind of see
it looked as though like the table that he was sitting at appeared where you're at like a very long table.
Okay, and there's no one else that I can see at the table.
You were seeing people brushing by,
Going past, yeah.
goblinoids sort of
Yeah.
coming by with these like little cobbled together carts filled with things.
Okay.
What about, I guess I can't ask.
Yeah, because you can't hear outside of
I
this.
don't. No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's specified. I would
No,
have guessed
yeah.
if I'm listening to that.
Mhm. Yeah, you're within this scene right now.
You can't see anything either.
Hmm?
You can only see what you.
No, I think that it's kind of like my eyes kind of glaze over and I'm seeing what.
Right, and you are 100% focused on Wylith, and so whoever this person is at a long ass table just outside of 10 feet with a big ass
Yeah.
arm and
Big
hand.
ass.
A
Okay,
big.
ass
Oh my
arm
god,
hand
so
is in,
big
like-
ass
Big
bags.
Like bigger
She's-
than like
she's
leaf
full,
skin.
man.
I
She's
can see
Much
like a little bit
much
of
bigger
cleavage.
than Leaf's
Okay.
hand.
You guys hear that?
No.
Much bigger than my hands.
Much bigger than our like 6'4" beefy boy.
She's huge.
Well, as the 10 minutes end, I come to. Did you guys get all that?
Yeah.
already
So
know
you
that.
said that he seemed unsettled. What do you mean?
I don't know. It was kind of like, I don't know. It felt like somebody talking to their boss after they did something bad. And I don't know. He wasn't like, what is he normally like? What's his disposition?
Gross.
Confident.
He didn't seem like gross. Or,
Did he seem confident?
Did he seem confident? No.
No, okay. Normally he's got this
Smarmy.
like
Suave, kind of like,
hello, like
devil may
yeah, like
care.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
devil. Yes, 100%.
and he did
devil may
not
care.
have that
Devil's hair pasta.
like demeanor at all.
Devil may care.
Like if you would have heard this voice, it would have been almost unrecognizable to you. It's never the way he's ever talked to you.
Yeah, specifically
Because
to
he
River.
wasn't in
I'll
charge.
try to imitate
Yeah.
the voice to the best of my ability. He sounded kind of like this, like kind of like just like a normal dude, really. I don't know.
Well, I think
I
So
that.
he didn't kind of do this with his head when he was speaking.
No, he seemed serious. He was just kind of like serious, like yes.
Okay.
Just kind of serious
Calm?
and like. Again, it's not something you would
Just
pick up on.
distract.
With a 16, I would say that because you had that inside check, right? It was
He
16.
was a 16.
He was, I would say, acting like he was more professional than maybe he is.
Yeah, he seemed like he was at like a business meeting.
Who was he talking to?
Like in
Oh, you told us. We were right there.
Yukara, I think.
He never said a
Yukara.
name.
Well, he does answer to her.
I've got a question.
It only makes sense, is all I'm
What's your
saying.
question, Nate?
When you like the surrounding area, did you see any type of grass or sand or?
It was grass right on the edges of it, like where the carts were. Could I see the ground?
You could not see, it was like all wood planks, like
Yeah.
planks that
Okay,
were like
okay.
different levels. I will say that. Like different levels.
And so then there was lots of noise in the background, like I think it was like a goblin type language
Yeah.
or like
Oh
orcish
my
or something.
gosh.
That
it
only
was
makes-
Yukara.
That only makes so much sense.
Who's Yukara?
The big cheese.
Well, I could probably. I mean, I see.
So big cheese is so perfect for Nick to say as a mouse.
That is really good.
Like, I have to throw that in.
I seen a hand. Has Yukara got a green hand?
We think so.
Have you not seen her?
How big?
We haven't
We've
seen
not
it.
seen it. We've
Uh,
heard that she's got.
I'll hold out my hand.
Your tiny
Tiny
little,
little
tiny
hand.
little
Now
hand.
imagine if my hand was like a lot larger.
Bigger than
Like,
mine.
Imagine it was my hand,
when I
but
say
way
it's like
different.
2 of Leaf's hands that big?
Leaf's
That's
got big
huge.
hands.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably
she's
about
like
that.
part ogre or something.
Oh, that's what I'm worried about.
Agre.
So like, if we're talking about
Shrek.
the like, how
Fiona.
big was the wrist attached to that hand?
A
A
meaty
Goliath,
trunk.
maybe.
So like the wrist was as big as
Oh my
Toby's
god,
torso.
and then Shrek warning us about her.
Close.
Probably, yeah.
It's hard to
close.
tell.
So bigger than an orc.
I mean, would I know if it was bigger than an orc? I spent a lot of time with
mean,
an orc.
It appeared bigger than an
warning.
orc, at
I
least
can't
in like
believe that. We
volume.
cracked the code.
It's a bit thicker than an orc. Like my buddy, I got a buddy named Grumars. I think I mentioned it before. He's an orc.
Is he your daddy?
No, he's not.
I
No,
meant
but
father.
You guys didn't mean Grumars. You guys met Grimgar.
Oh,
yeah, but I told
Grimgar.
y'all about
Grumar, yeah.
Grumars, yeah.
Yeah, they're brothers.
I
Yeah.
see.
You
Well,
met
then
Grimgar.
he was
Jacob.
an orc too then?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're both orcs?
Jacob.
Jacob is not familiar. Jacob's right here.
Jacob is the
While this is
bad.
all happening, River has
Jacob,
heard
you don't have to
everything
stay
that
my
they
phone.
need to
Jacob
know.
Gillespie.
And
Wait,
they go
1
back.
second, guys. I can't hear.
Oh,
What's
it's
that?
okay. I said, while he's like kind of talking about Yukara and stuff, River kind of like
Just
sneaks
assume.
away.
So presumptuous.
Well, it could be Yukara, it could be anybody, but us,
Oh, he
us
says
like putting the context clues
It's
together.
Aldo.
Okay.
It's Aldo.
True.
River sneaks away to their bottom bunk. That's so funny.
I mean, that is
Why
the,
would-
you're the bottom bunk. It's the bunk for the bottom.
It's the bunk with bottom. It is funny to imagine Leaf like climbing up a ladder.
Yes,
like,
like-
on
and then
the
it goes
As
like,
soon as we got
it's
in the
like-
room, you like fought for that top.
you're like,
You
I go to
did.
a bunk.
You like jumped on it.
Yes.
It was like Step Brothers.
It was totally.
So,
Or like
True
Big,
for
the movie
activities.
Big. That's what I imagine.
So much
and River pulls out the sending stone.
Okay.
Hi, darling. There's been a change of plans. I cannot make it to Culver's Cove in 4 days. So sorry, I'm a bit tied up. And not in a fun way.
Oh my god.
Hear back from you soon.
Gross.
River has the power now. The one up at this
Yeah.
point in time.
And not in a fun way.
Alright, so
You hear nothing back right now.
if
Yeah,
He's
that,
busy.
that's the reason. That's
Yeah.
the reason.
so y'all, I think I could scry on. Do you think this might be a Yukara? The hand? I could try
Yeah.
to scry on a Yukara.
Well, none of us
Yeah.
really know what she looks like except she's
well,
very
I've heard-
big.
I've seen her.
We've heard about
I've seen a hand. If I think a Yukara in that hand, I mean, if that was Yukara, then
I'm not
think
saying
Yukara.
this because I don't want to be weird or
Well, we know
odd.
what she is.
Let me finish. We were told once. We were told. It's okay, Leaf. We were told once that she had very large breasts, and I don't know if that helps you or hurts you.
Oh, it helps me.
Um,
Oh, it's focused.
I'll try again.
Oh, it's focused.
As I try to. I'm gonna make a joke.
But I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay,
But I'm not.
I'm gonna make. I was gonna
Here's
say
my
that it would be
question.
hard for me to hold on to the scrying ball at that time, and I had
You gotta worry about
Stop.
something else.
same joke I made earlier.
What
That joke
what
is
would be the
banned.
purpose of scrying on Yukara if we know that she
Well, then
is
we
with?
know that that's Yukara for sure. And you guys talking about maybe big bags, we know for sure big bags.
Definitely big bags.
Big bags.
But,
and I'd like to see big bags.
Definitely big
If you,
bags.
want, if you want to do that, then you can go ahead.
I
I'll
mean,
never
what else
forget
am I
big
gonna
bags
do
the
tonight?
moment.
I could scry on
I'll
more
never
again.
forget it.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should scry on more together.
Alright, it's been a day. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
we'll
dead.
try Mort.
Hey,
Mort,
just saying.
just in case you forgot, he does not have large breasts.
he has no breasts.
I remember I met the fella. I can scry actually 2 more times today if I take like an hour.
Well, maybe we'll do Mort first, and then we can try to get more information on what Yukara might look like.
What if I scry on more? Sorry to interrupt.
I was talking, but it's
Go
fine.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
I was gonna say, what if we? I had an idea. What if we scry on more and we see a green hand? What is with me always seeing hands when I'm scrying on people?
That would be crazy.
Or if we see like wood slats or we hear goblins in the background.
We might so.
Well, I think that we should scry on him to make sure that he's still alive.
Yeah.
Can you scry on a dead person?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. Anyway. I think you can't.
Well, what else can you do? Can you do anything else to like, get more information out of him, or like, I don't know.
Well, like I said, I do have a spell that I can do something to talk to him, but
I was not here for that.
oh yeah, I have it. I could try it, but I don't know how I don't know how Mort would respond to me because his player is not here.
Oh.
Well, and also he seems to be asleep.
Well, the spell is
I
called
really
dream, and go into his
did
dream to
not
talk to
understand
him,
what
but-
you're saying until right now.
Oh,
Okay.
See, that would be fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I could try
You can
that,
call him up.
but I've never used it, and I'm kind of nervous to do so.
Okay. Well, I guess we could wait on that, but we
And
should.
actually, I found.
Interrupting me.
I'm just
every
saying,
time.
it takes certain components to do it, and I found a bird's feather, but I don't know if it's the right type of bird's feather. So if you see a bird on the ship, let me know, because I need to capture it.
Okay. Can you make a bird and then have a feather out of the bird?
It doesn't work like that.
That's silly.
Yeah, it's too bad.
You did notice when you were up in the bird's eye nest, the bird's nest, the cradle of the boat.
Could you describe it a little bit more for me?
Yeah, there was a nest up there, and there was actually a lot of like feathers that were like woven in
Well,
What?
that little nest.
Well, maybe I'll check in on something tomorrow that I just remembered, but I won't worry about it right now because it's pretty dark outside.
Well, the type of feather I need is one that's plucked from a sleeping bird.
Oh, it needs to be plucked specifically from a sleeping bird?
Yeah, because that's kind of how magic works. It's very specific.
That's kind of how magic
You
works.
always need one. Yeah, I think it's a riding quill plucked from a sleeping bird is what I need. So I don't know if the one that I got is, and I pull out a little feather. I don't know if this is from a sleeping bird. It just was, I found it. So
So you didn't pluck it?
I didn't pluck it, but someone else did.
Or it just fell out of the
Well.
bird?
Well, maybe the bird was sleeping.
Did you buy that from a magic shop?
No, I found it.
Oh yeah.
No, I found it.
The likelihood of that being plucked from a sleeping
What if
bird
it
is
was
very low.
plucked from a sleeping bird and then I found it?
Well, I'm just saying I could try to cast a spell and
Well, you could
eventually
try.
it'll work if I try a bunch of feathers out.
Okay. So anyway, we'll worry about that later then.
Yeah.
Let's try to scry on Mort again and see if he's still in the same position.
Doing it. I'm assuming you guys give me another one of Mort's possessions to make it a little easier.
I give him my heart.
Mort has your heart. Are you in love with Mort?
No, I just care deeply.
It's her best friend.
Alright. I will cast scrying again on Mort.
Okay.
I've met the target. I would say I know the target well.
Yes.
So he's a -5 there. Then I have possession, so another -4. So it's a -9 to his roll.
Oh,
There ain't no way.
Well, no, I don't
To a
think
wisdom.
that is.
Well, his wisdom is +20.
It's plus.
It is +20, but that's a 5.
Or, I mean,
so.
it's
Yeah,
Negative
Nine.
So
4.
that's a -4 plus. He probably has like a +9 to it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he fails.
All right.
What do I see?
You see, this is the okay. By this time,
leave it be.
I loved it.
it is evening. It appears because the place that you are now seeing, the room that you're seeing, is pretty well lit by torchlight.
What?
Oh, this is gonna be like a sacrifice room or something.
He's
Within this
getting cut up.
room, there are
Morty's been cut up.
there are beautiful carpets, scroll work, very very good weave work.
Artistry.
Artistry is beautiful upon these tapestries that are on the ground. They're rugs, and they're pretty. Meaning that it is an elegant place is what I'm trying to say that you're in.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
10 feet back now, the space looks familiar in that it looks similar to the first place that you saw. You do see a wooden bench where before the person you were scrying on was asleep.
Yeah.
And so it was very focused on just him.
Sleeping.
Not really, yes. You see that Mort is awake. He is now sitting upright, but is still bound.
Gagged?
He's not gagged. He is, it looks almost like a large love seat that he's sitting on.
The
From
couch.
IKEA?
No, because
A love seat, but like maybe a little bit
Like
bigger.
one more seat on it.
love seats were big in the 80s. I know, do people still have love seats?
Yes.
No. Okay. But it's wooden. It's this wooden carved, beautiful, deep wood, and there's all sorts of intricate details along the top of it. There is a crimson cushion on it. It is not a church pew like you thought maybe before,
Yeah.
but more an ornate office piece, maybe.
Does he seem like he's cognate?
He does, but he is looking. He's looking down at the floor.
Cognizant?
Cognizant.
Mm.
I think that's no
Maybe. I don't
cognitive.
know.
I mean cognitive.
I think
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Cognitive. is
Aware.
fine.
it's a word.
You don't. You don't have to look it up. All
He
right.
does.
No.
He has to look it up.
It is a word. I was right.
He's an
Yes,
expert.
cognitive is a word. We've all
Beautiful.
validated you.
No.
Um,
Cognate.
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 I don't know.
Con-
Anyway, we
a
didn't need to
conduit.
pause on this at all.
Conduit.
Kalamazoo.
Condom.
Yes.
Condom split.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's
Moving
a word,
on.
but not
Oh
right.
no!
Anyway,
All right.
Oopsie.
Moving on then.
Have to
You
take a trip
see
on the
within this room,
I had way too much for that. Silly.
it looks to be some sort of library. mostly ornate. It doesn't look like it's necessarily being, used as a library, but like a private library is more
A
what it looks like.
primary.
A primary.
A
That
primary.
usually are in people's homes that have lots of money.
It's the vampires, I know it.
You see Mortimer looking down,
See Mr. Deputy.
shaking,
He's shaking.
upset,
Angry or sad?
disturbed.
Disturbed.
Perturbed.
Neither of those things.
Um,
Is he cognate?
Is
he's
he cognate?
Did you say cognate? Is that really what you said?
It's not-
I
Cognizant.
thought you were saying cognitive. Or
I
cognitive.
thought
or
that, but I was like, cognitive is not.
Cognizant.
Cognizant.
Yeah,
Cognizant.
Cognizant.
All right. So anyway, you are
Too
seeing
late.
him. He's shaking. There's really no one in that room that you see for a good while. You're watching him sort of shaking and muttering to himself. No, 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 no.
Like praying or like.
No, no, no. You can't really tell he's saying. You
Involuntary.
definitely hear no. At one point, you hear River, and
Oh no!
you hear Leaf be called out. Nix
What if he just didn't say Nix's name at all?
just teleportation circled.
No Toby.
Oh no.
No,
We have to-
Toby.
I should have looked. I should have looked under the rug. I should have looked under the. He's kind of just mumbling to himself
It's
things about.
disturbing to watch.
Yes. At about the 9.5 minute mark, you see or hear a door open.
No.
Someone walks up.
How does Mort react to that? Somebody?
Almost comfortable at first and then fearful. She sits next to him.
She.
She puts her arm around him. She has deep, rich, not quite black, but a deep brown hair. Long and flowing. She is wearing an ornate corset.
Do I recognize him?
You do. You do recognize her. You've seen this person before through a window once or twice, maybe even 3 times.
It's Esme. Colin.
That'd be so
Beautiful,
creepy.
like almost citrine colored eyes. This light green, piercing eyes. Now, Mort. Everything will soon be fine.
What is happening?
Your father has spoken so highly of you. And then it ends.
That doesn't confirm that his dad's alive. But,
Oh.
I mean, our guess, I think, was right. The vampires?
Yeah, well, how do you know that? Who is she?
Well, I don't know, but she's one of the
Cavantes.
Cavantes. She lives in the manor, the Cavantes.
The Gavanti Manor?
I don't know if she lives there. I've seen her there a few times though. And I've seen her it was spread out enough for me to assume that she was there for an extended period, right?
So, as a vampire, do you know when somebody else is a vampire? Do you get like a sense in your
I'm not
brain?
a vampire.
Is it like a vampire?
Vampire, like a bat.
No,
No.
not at all. I mean, I know that there are vampires. I'm assuming there are vampires there. And did I see any fangs? Green eyes.
Green
I-
eyes is weird.
No, I mean she didn't. No, I would say
Green
no.
eyes
What
is
about
weird,
it?
and Leaf has green eyes.
Well, for vampires, is that
It's
normal?
like unnaturally green eyes.
Oh yeah, like
And
a
especially-
citrine, like
I
a.
think it could be like a. Because vampires mostly don't have green eyes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the eyes are bugging me, but I know there are magic that can change eyes, and they were unnatural. I'll say that much.
Okay.
Man, lots of
Do most vampires have Cheeto eyes like you?
No, they're red.
Cheeto eyes.
Most
What's
of them are red.
what's
What's a
shutting there, but,
Cheeto?
like, what is a Cheeto?
Toby
You've
and
never
Lisa
had
know.
Cheetos?
I was like, yeah, we both know what Cheeto is.
Must be
It's a Kovan thing.
So is that a rich
Yeah,
person's
Kovan's a rich
snack?
person thing.
It's a Kovan
Toby
thing.
isn't rich.
Well,
It's harvested in Kovan.
Cheetos. Yeah.
Cheetos grow from the ground in Kavan.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're on the right track at least. Mort's not sleeping, so my feather spell wouldn't matter.
So he's alive.
He's alive, but he seemed to be not in a good place, like mentally, emotionally.
he's
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah, disturbed, I'd say. Not good. He was calling out for y'all.
That upsets me.
He's very good at understanding his emotions.
It was not pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
Self-aware.
I almost stopped watching before, but I stayed watching, and I'm glad I did because the lady showed up at the end.
It's like a really good play.
Well, I think a really good play you enjoy from start to finish.
Well, maybe the intermission.
Okay, yeah, you stay for the intermission.
Speaking of which, let's take our intermission
Oh.
right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back in like 15 minutes. We'll have a short break because
We'll be back.
we started late.
Start to light.
15 minutes.
15. What's wrong?
Nothing. Oh yeah, I'm good.
Welcome back, family, friends, and lovers. All right, you guys, having just scryed upon Mortimer Decader,
Necky there.
you're now on the night of the 10th of Broadeen.
You're on the night of the 10th of Broadeen.
The 9th of the.
That was my attempt at an Irish accent, and it did not.
Because I'm Irish.
No, because I heard night at a
Top of the
10th.
morning to you.
Yeah, I heard night at a 10th, and I wanted to say the whole thing like that, but then it
Night of
didn't
the
work.
10th.
Night of the
What is it,
10th.
though? What did you say? What word?
Broadeen.
No, 9th of the 10th.
The 10th. It's the night of the 10th
The
of
night of the
Broadeen.
10th of
Oh,
Broadeen.
gotcha.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at the
Don't look at me like
stars.
that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the stars.
I'm pretty
Look at the
tired.
stars. The stars are beautiful. It's a beautiful night for stargazing.
Did Nix tell me that there was the bird's nest, or you just said? No,
I'm
you
gonna go.
just said-
I'm gonna go check it. Can I pluck it?
You didn't tell me anything about.
But could I pluck it?
You don't know.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Can I go check the nest and see if there's a nest?
Yeah, you
and there's
climb up.
birdies in there.
You see a what appears to be a mother bird. You think this only because you see one teensy little egg popping off to one side just slightly underneath her bosom.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stealthily
She's sleeping.
pluck a pheasant.
Does appear to have beak tucked in under wing.
She's gonna roll a
All
nat
right,
20.
off it.
roll,
You better
roll a
run.
stealth check.
Here we go.
I have good stealth. Hold on,
You
I
can
need
do
to
it.
open this up before I do this because I want to make sure I have
Wouldn't it be a sleight of hand?
Stealth.
Well, I think
You can
moving
stealth.
up climbing up with the thing.
Yeah, I have to be
Without
like
waking her, and then probably slide into it.
shh.
I'm just
Stealth.
with my friend.
Dirty 20.
All right. Quietly.
I'm trying to catch a bird.
A birdie 20.
Ever so quietly, making your way up the pole. You now peer very closely, almost as if your breath has been stilled. You go to reach for the feather.
Okay.
So now you'll make a sleight of hand.
Hold on. That's right. That was not my throw. I dropped it.
I don't believe you.
This bird is gonna be pissed when you put this feather up.
Natural 20, baby.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yeah,
With ease, you're able to get in there, get right at the base,
You're a ranger.
the follicle, if you will, of the feather.
And
You pull so slightly, so slowly, that you pull out, and
I could have done an animal friendship.
the white portion kind of like just
You mean that spell you just told
slips from the follicle pore
I don't like the word.
ever so gently. The bird stays sleeping,
Okay. I go.
and the
And-
bird awakes as soon as you say that. No.
I'm gonna say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your gifts. And I'm gonna go back down
All right.
in the scurry
Scurry.
as a mouse may.
Okay.
As a mouse.
And then I'm gonna find Toby.
All right.
And
Where
I'm-
are all of you at currently?
I'm holding.
in my bunk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting undressed, going to my top bunk.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Heading to Toby's cabin.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm running up, and I'm running up, and I'm running up, and I have little legs. It's gonna take me a minute.
That's okay.
And I get there, and I'm like, because I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then I go to, I put my hand up like this, and I go.
We all are sharing this room, right? I thought it was
No,
several.
you're
bunks
in your
room.
own room.
Yeah, you guys are in like adjoining. Like there's,
It's like a hotel.
it's not like a hotel.
Oh, sorry. I was imagining like 3 bunks to a room or something like that.
There are 3 bunks to a room, but there's so
But
many
there's
rooms
enough room.
open
Oh, we each
that,
have our own.
that you guys
Got it.
could set it up any way that you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Can I come
Alright.
in? Can I come?
Yeah.
Can I come in?
Sure.
The vampire has to ask to come in, right? I don't have to ask to come into your room.
Yeah, that is actually a thing.
Okay.
Not for me. I'm not a vampire.
Okay. So I plucked this from a bird.
Oh shit! Was it sleeping?
Yes.
I take it. Well then, let's try this.
Why don't you save it?
I will assume I could have taken a short rest at this point to give a 5th level spell slot back.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
Mort's probably sleeping now.
Well, I'm not gonna cast it on Mort.
Who are you casting it on?
The first person I thought of. The green hand.
Oh.
Alright, so let me see here. Creature known to you.
Well, you know his hand.
Is
Her
the
hand.
creature known to me if I've seen the hand and been told about the creature?
Yeah, it's known to you.
Alright, yeah, I know
I'd say.
about it. All right. I'm
Nervous.
casting Dream on the green hand and thinking about the name Yukara.
No.
Okay.
What are you're doing it on Yukara?
Yeah, you want to be the messenger, or you want me to?
What are we
have they seen
saying
me?
to her?
You all aren't there.
I can hear you through the wall.
Well, you wake up and come over then.
We weren't
you-
sleeping.
I mean, you guys can decide if you want to go get them before this
Do we
happens.
want to go get the others?
I guess we should. I'm I'm gonna run over and then
What if they're boning?
they're not boning. I promise.
I'm gonna come to the door, shirtless.
They're boning.
Taking off their trousers at this point.
Okay.
Guys,
Listen,
guys.
Oh my god,
They were just fucking.
They were not.
No!
They're yucky.
No!
Did you run up
Yuckin'.
after Nyx then?
Yeah, isn't it my
Okay.
door to my we have a conjoined room? Isn't that what we were said?
Yeah.
They're,
it's
yeah, like side by side.
Oh, yeah, out in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I followed you.
Okay.
Like-
Guys, you'll never believe this.
What?
We're gonna go into Yukara's dreams
Why?
to figure it out. Duh.
Yeah, and I'll run back in and start casting.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come in there with just my trousers on.
My trousers.
You guys all gathering.
I thought you were about to do like
Alright.
a person.
So I picked out
And al dente.
a small bowl,
then take 'em.
like a little brass bowl, and put a little, like a handful of sand in it, and begin like swishing the bowl around like this so it starts spinning on it, and then I set it back down and it continues swishing on its own. And then I take out an inkwell.
An ink.
An ink. I take out an ink. I take out an inkwell and the feather that Nyx gave me, dab it in there, and just touch in the center of the bowl. And as I do that, I cast Dream. It takes a minute, so that happens over the course of a minute. And I guess I didn't ask you guys it before, so I guess I'm the messenger.
Yeah, she doesn't know. Well, she might know who we are, and that might be
She
bad.
don't know. She probably knows the description of you, so it's probably
Yeah.
a good thing that's not y'all.
I can disguise myself. I don't know if I can do that layered.
Would I know? Did y'all tell me that this is an enemy? The green hand potentially.
Yeah, I
Enemy?
think you
Would you have told me that?
would
So I
know
want to
that.
hurt them? Do I want to do damage to them? No.
No, don't do dammy.
It might.
No dammy.
I'll say it as you're asking as Toby clearly. I don't know if we should do any damage because it might spur her to get her stuff moving forward faster. Which I'm worried
already
about.
in.
Oh, it's
I'm deep inside this
Already know.
this woman.
Oh,
So
Sorry.
I think that this is an enemy. I'm going to appear monstrous to the target.
Okay.
So the spell shapes the target's a creature's dreams. They have to be on the same plane of existence as me.
Mm-hmm.
If they're asleep, are they? Well, I guess I'll know that.
What if she's not asleep?
The messenger, I'm in a trance. Messenger is aware because of her surroundings, but can't take
gonna
actions or
trance.
move. The target is asleep. The messenger appears in the target's dream. So,
Gonna
do I appear in a dream?
You
Shoot in like 20.
as you're concentrating, you've got your bowl. You feel yourself sort of
Oh, slurp it in.
Do we see
Sucked
that? I gotta
in.
take-
Yukara sucked you in.
You see Toby sitting there with the whites of his eyes, sort of like his eyes have
He's
fluttered
sitting on
back.
it.
Again?
You see a battlefield,
Love
carnage
in a
all about.
battlefield.
This large,
In charge.
green, in charge goblinoid being carried by 4 small goblins in a throne, a wooden throne. Spikes at the top of the back of the chair. Different weapons hanging off the back of it, and this purple fabric sort of flowing.
What are her bags?
Her bags up? What of her bags?
She
Whatever, but
is bare-breasted,
Oh, tits out.
nipples pierced. They are a goodly sized.
How big in comparison to Toby?
Like the size of Toby?
I would say
we're so
like
worried about these fucking.
I want to know.
It's been since episode 6.
Stop edging us, Melissa.
the breasts
Facts,
are
facts.
like they're not. They are.
This is a large woman.
Bra size.
She's huge.
They are like a large size for the size
Like
of this
a triple
person.
D.
No.
If they were a
they're-
human.
Well, her hands
I
are
would say
twice
that
as
they
big
are-
as Leaf's.
They are shaped like
Gotta adjust the mic.
a natural woman's breasts would be shaped. They are not like
natural.
Yeah,
they're
not-
hanging a bit. They
Yeah,
are.
they're hanging.
Sure, but they're big.
They're bags.
not
They're
fake.
not actually that large
They're fake.
compared to
So I'm
the
like-
rest of the body.
So, would Toby be like, wow, those are some big bags? Or would he just be like, those are boobs?
Those are boobs.
Those are your boobs.
Boobs.
They are not huge.
So if it
breasts.
was, so let's just
That was
pretend
something
it's
that
a
you all
human.
created in your mind when that one goblinoid Scrivenoff
But,
said
like, if
that
she
she
was-
had
if she
beautiful
was a
breasts.
human-
Large, you said large.
No.
I
Yes,
check
you
the
did.
Bring it up.
Check
You
the
did.
episode
Check the
six,
tape.
You did.
and what is
Anybody
it?
that's
Wait,
watching
wait,
on
wait, wait.
YouTube,
Okay.
subscribe while you're there.
Maybe then I did say big.
Hold
big,
on.
beautiful
Hold on.
breasts.
Hold on.
I don't know.
If she was like a 5'4" woman, how, what are her boobs? Would we
Like
see
a
them?
solid C.
Okay.
Normal size.
So just
boobs.
normal for her body.
So
Not
normal,
normal.
for her body,
Average-
but like big for
average
like an
boobs,
average
right? Is that
person.
the average
They are
size of a
big.
boob?
They
not
are
big for a
big
boob.
for
Like
to a goblin
for that
or a
information.
your
What is the
size
average
person.
boob size? Do we know?
Like
I
a
have no
C.
idea.
A C? So
a
yeah,
C,
average
a
boob.
D,
Wow.
yeah.
See.
They're average size.
But if we cut
the
Yukar's
thing is,
bags
if
off and
she's
put
a
them on a
large
human, they would be
lady-
very large.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be massive.
They'd be like anime
Okay, so
movies.
big boobs.
But in perspective, they don't look that big when I'm just looking at a bag.
Right, because she.
I will
looks
say
normal.
that her belly is
Bigger than the bags.
is bigger than the
my
bags.
God.
Maybe the goblin thought that the belly was the bag.
Remember that picture I think?
Well, the goblin never said bags.
Yeah, Leaf said
breasts.
bags.
Beautiful breasts is what
We've
Scrivenoff
said bags. That bags is
We've
us,
said
but
bags.
big
I
is
remember
not
we
us.
did say bags.
If I said big, I don't remember, but he did.
I feel
To
like
him,
you
they
may
would
have,
be big.
Yeah.
You did.
You
But
said-
he definitely said beautiful
I remember
breasts.
the thing I remember you doing, Melissa, is going like this.
Yes, yes. Beautiful breasts. Okay, so
I
anyway,
think it was big.
Moving
beautiful
on from the
breasts.
breasts.
Anyway,
this is the
so
most
now that-
important thing about Yukar.
I've been
We're
waiting.
waiting
Can we
for a
see her?
year.
Can we see her? Is she
Literally
here?
for a year.
No,
You
Tommy
can't.
or
A
Toby
year
can.
of editing
Tommy
and it
can't.
was a ruined orgasm.
All right, so you see
And I
then
feel like I probably can't talk while I'm doing it, so I'll tell you after.
you see a crown upon the head.
Find out about that.
Jewels.
I could be in this trance for 8 hours.
Jewels are around the neck, hanging upon the breasts.
We're done talking about the breasts.
rings
Anyway,
on all
the
the
titties are
fingers.
covered in jewels.
Do what?
Is this
A
appear to be an orc?
goblinoid.
Or just a vaguely goblinoid?
A vaguely
situation?
goblet does not look like an orc.
Ogre?
Does not
Troll-like.
necessarily look like an ogre.
Oh my god, is she saying big?
Looks like a large goblin.
Oh shit.
What is that?
A very large
like
goblin.
Like a goblin. Doesn't look like a hobgoblin. but
She's
like a
hobgoblin.
Looks like a goblin, but the
Very
size is bigger than maybe the size of
Alright, well,
a large orc.
But what about? I'll ask when he's out of the trance.
Okay.
Because I'm not.
So you see then,
at this point.
okay, on the
As
battlefield,
soon as I see this
and
happening.
she is like, move, and calling out orders and all this stuff, and and it's a glorious battle.
Well, then I will start to shape the dream.
Okay.
So, instead of this glorious battle happening, it's just going to turn into just a one-sided walloping of whichever side she appears to be on. Just getting destroyed.
Okay, and you see now
Not
that,
even respectfully, like just...
that person that you saw
murder.
earlier today while you were scrying, Wylith,
Well,
is in battle, like, next to her
I
at
will
a
make
far
that
off
disappear.
distance.
no,
Okay.
he's not there anymore because I'm going to appear as Wylith.
Okay.
So just her side is just getting destroyed, and the goblins that are carrying her, just simultaneously, just one by one, each get hit by an arrow, and she falls to the ground and rolls on the ground.
This throne that's being carried falls to the ground. She begins
Um,
to roll.
And I will have.
Bags will roll.
Down
Did
the
he see,
mountain.
when I scryed on him, did he have a weapon that I could see? A type of weapon?
Wylith?
Yeah, like on
You
his
did not
belt?
see. I mean, if you looked at his belt, you probably would see that there is a dagger.
Okay, well then I'll have a couple of the goblins have gotten hit by daggers, and then I will begin walking toward the scene, like
Do you look like
look
Wylith?
just like Wylith. I
Okay.
can shape the dream.
Okay, lovely.
But I guess if you do this. Okay, so yeah, I can make it appear monstrous. I don't think that they roll for it yet until I have them
All right.
make.
So you look like sort of a monstrous version of Wylith.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
And you're walking towards her.
I'm walking towards.
She's now on the ground.
Yeah. It's just a monstrous version being just like way more intimidating than Wylith actually looks.
Okay.
So like to the point where Yukar is actually scared of him.
Okay.
And I hope I'm doing this right. I keep referencing, but I think I am. If I'm not, you can tell me. But I will then walk up and kind of laughing, and just say, I'm not going to do a Wylith voice, but I will say and I'm assuming I can make it seem like it sounds like Wyleth.
Or a monstery
Yeah.
tone or something. Yeah. Flavor.
Yeah. And I'll say that it can only be a 10-word message if I'm making it appear monstrous.
Okay.
So I will say, I will betray you. This is your future. Be warned. And then I will throw my dagger as Wyleth will throw the dagger, and right as it's about to hit her, I will exit the trance, and they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
A whizding.
Wisdom.
Or was dang sake.
A whizding dang saving throw.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Do it again.
So what they make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, echoes of the phantasmal monstrosity spawn a nightmare that lasts the duration of the target's sleep and prevents them from gaining benefits from long rest, and they take some damage. But they succeed because
So
I'm guessing they don't have a -4 to their wisdom.
They don't.
She doesn't take damage.
But
There's no damage. They still saw that dream.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, just want to
Alright.
make sure.
What don't you know?
I just want to make sure that I want to see if they know that I was doing it.
Okay.
They recalled the dream perfectly upon awaking, and that's about it. Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't have a body part, lock, repair, or clipping from a nail or similar portion of the target's body to make them have disadvantage. So
No.
that's it. And I will
All
come
right.
out of the dream and tell you all what I saw.
Coming out of the
Wow.
dream.
Okay. That
And
was
one of the
really
bags.
cool.
The bags? Yeah, you guys were talking about these big bags. They look like normal sized bags. Just
The
an
goblin
average
lied.
bag.
Well, maybe to
Oh.
someone like myself, they would
But
be
listen,
bigger.
No, listen. This lady was real big. Like, and it wasn't like an orc. She didn't look like an orc, but she was real big, like bigger than an orc, but just looked like a big goblin.
Weird.
Wait a
You think
minute.
that maybe she was drinking the troll's blood?
But how would she not have
She
exploded?
Yeah, she would not survive.
Unless there's
Was she,
another
like,
way.
As big as the goblin or smaller?
Much
That
bigger
had
than a
taken-
goblin.
She's
that
like
had
bigger than
taken
an
the
Oh,
blood.
smaller than that goblin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she's like siphoning it.
This is that goblin.
She's taken.
She was more like the size of maybe this, but much girthier.
Big for a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well,
Much girthier.
very exciting stuff.
Much more girthy.
I'm glad that you
Girthier.
went into her dream.
And so you made her think that Wyleth would betray her?
Yeah, and I think there's a way that I can hurt the person I'm doing that to, but it seemed like it didn't. Like, I think she was a little bit more on point than I was hoping. But I mean, she'll remember the dream, and it's a weird dream to have. I don't think she knows that I cast it. I think she just thinks it was a weird dream.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Well, we know what her main thing. She loves battle. That was a good dream to her. It seemed this like glorious battlefield and.
And we do
war.
know how big the bags are
Victorious.
now.
Yeah, I would say like if you put them on a human, they'd be really large. But on her,
Or a goblin.
What
or
about
if
on
you put
me?
'em on a goblin, Jesus Christ.
Nix,
they'd be
I don't
real
know.
big. Nix, you have a lot of bags, so maybe probably like equal like.
Do you have a lot?
She goes,
There's 6 of them.
oh.
You were talking about them the other day.
I feel like I've never paid attention.
But yeah,
You've
they would
never
be
looked at my
If, you
bag.
put 'em on, if the goblin was a human-sized person, it would probably be like a C cup.
No, if they were on a normal sized person, they'd be like,
No.
Triple
Like if we
Gs.
scaled,
Like
if we
scaled
scaled her down,
Oh.
she'd be like a C cup.
What's that?
Huh?
How big is that?
I have no idea.
How are you? Are you like a brazier maker?
I have no idea. I was just saying words.
Okay.
Well, okay. Is there anything else we want to do before the end of the night?
I mean, I could send a message to somebody if we wanted, but I don't know. If we
No,
wanna do
I'm
ready for
waiting
sleep.
for.
Just exhaust every spell I have.
I'm waiting for a message. But
all
I
right,
don't think I'm getting
sleeping.
one.
Somebody roll for the next day. We're going to say the next 2
Or do you
days.
want to?
We're
Well,
going to
it-
fast forward a day of
are you
travel.
rolling 2 dice or 1 dice for both days?
We're going to roll one for 1 day, for both days.
10.
Okay, 10.
10.
She said, "Oh, time
I
for a
don't like her
monster."
face that she made.
Well, I just had to check something real quick.
I just need to check something.
I don't know about that.
I just need to check something.
Just real quick. Okay. All right. Day 2. Was there anything you guys wanted to do that we could sort of
I think
montage?
if River didn't get a message back from Wyleth, they try again.
Okay. That morning, you would have received a message. River, darling.
Ugh.
Oh, here we
Why do
go.
you do it so fast and so well?
You just like
She
watch it.
practices
Uh-huh.
in the mirror.
I'm sorry to hear. I'm actually indisposed and quite busy. So
I'm in
contact later, darling. And that's all he says.
I'm exposed.
Something was a bit off from his normal vibrato.
Yeah, seemed like it.
You take great glory in this. All right, anything else on day 2 that you guys wanted to do?
Quite busy.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go to day 3 then. All right, taking that roll. The weather is okay. It's a bit more foggy.
Oh, I guess I could have cast Dream again.
Bright
That was nice.
bright sunshine in the morning. I don't know why I said it like that, but
Heading with Mom.
we're getting it. But it is the morning of day 3. So, you guys waking up refreshed. You know that you will get to
The 12th,
Kovan.
right?
It is now the 13th.
No way that it's the 12th.
Because we did 2 days.
just now.
Oh, we did 11th and then the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now it is the 13th.
It is.
Thank
And
you.
it's early mornings of the 13th, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. right now, currently.
Okay.
You guys know, our captain will say, has told you guys that there's probably a few hours until you reach
All right.
Kovan.
Oh shit. Yeah, we should have cast Dream again because I had an idea, but it's okay. You won't. We won't.
Do you want to retroactively?
Yeah, can we
do that?
retcon cast Dream again? What was your idea? We can. This is us talking on day
Oh,
2.
tell me day 3. Yeah.
Day 3, yeah.
Day 3.
What
I
were you
was
thinking
thinking.
about?
I was thinking about. It seems that I have the upper hand currently when it comes to Wyleth.
Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe appearing in his dream
Want to mess with them a little bit?
a little bit.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to get another feather?
No, it's the same one. It doesn't go away.
Oh, it doesn't consume it.
No. I
Oh,
just needed
perfect.
one. I'd never done it before.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Well, we could do that.
Let's do it.
I take out my bowl.
Alright, can I appear?
You sure can.
This
Hold my
episode
hand.
is let's watch Toby
And
do
you
spells.
have to tell me something real personal about yourself.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
what?
my gosh.
Just something that you need to tell. You don't tell many people.
Oh god.
Tell me about the mole.
The mole.
I'd love to hear about the mole.
I don't have a mole.
It's not a very good thing.
Um,
And we. Alright, now that's
All right.
I couldn't think of anything to say.
Tell him about the mole.
But then
The
Rivers
mole is
denied
so
the mole. but we still under the dream, so.
I was making that.
In this dream, you
So
see
Gossip Girl.
you see a small cabin. There's a light flickering inside of
just you're
it.
seeing this right now.
Oh, okay.
You see a silhouette walk up and push the door open, and he sits at the table. Gets up, goes to the fire, gets some tea, and brings it back to the table. That's what you see so far.
So, okay.
That's a very fun
So
dream.
you can shape the
I
dream
can
as
shape
you
it
want,
however I want
or
it to
just
be.
talk to them. If you make it like monstrous and scary, then it can only be a 10-word message.
Oh, no, it's not going to be monstrous
Okay.
at first. River is going to walk into the cabin.
Sixed up.
No, just as
No.
themselves.
And they can communicate too, as long as it's not
Yeah,
scary.
So I'll just read it so you know, bro.
Okay,
If the
thank you.
target
Scary.
is asleep, the messenger appears in the target's dream and can converse with the target as long as it remains asleep. Through the duration of the spell, the messenger can also shape the environment of the dream, creating landscapes, objects, and other images.
Nice.
The messenger can emerge from the trance at any time, ending the effect of the spell early. The target recalls the dream perfectly upon awaking. If the target is awake when you cast, the messenger knows it and can either wait, blah blah blah. So let's see. The messenger is aware of his or her surroundings, of their surroundings, but can't take actions or move. So
You just
you
become.
just appear
Yeah.
in the space that you are.
River comes in into the door
Okay.
and sees Wyleth and just walks right up to him and drapes himself across. Is he sitting?
He is sitting. Yeah, he has just poured some tea, and now he's that. Yeah.
Drapes himself across his lap, and they just look at him.
He looks like right at you, but almost like concerned, and then kind of slumps into the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a nice dream.
Um,
And he goes to like caress your cheek.
River lets him, and then gets up. Come with me. They go. River leads them leads Violet out of the door and shapes it into that alleyway where they first met.
Okay.
River now appears 19 years old.
Ugh.
Okay.
Remembering, trying to recreate that night.
Oh, you were so young then.
Ew.
And you see him.
I was like, I know what I got going here. Okay.
And you go.
So were you. Do you remember? Do you remember how we first met?
I think about it often. Yes.
Come with me. And River continues to lead him, kind of through like a montage memory moment of their sort of relationship.
And in that beginning, it was so sort of fun and new, and
Exciting.
He's definitely feeling all of that.
And River leads him up to the night that they left. But they don't leave.
Okay, because right as you get to that part, he's like, "No, I don't want to go here."
We're rewriting it. Come on. And so River continues, and
I love Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol, right? Come on, come with me one more time, and leads him into Culver's Cove, where am I allowed? I can shape it however I want. Can I make people appear?
You can make images, so yeah.
Okay, I make Leaf appear in
Okay.
Culver's Cove, Benji's bar.
Okay.
Benji is there bartending.
Got it.
At first,
Oh, I remember this.
River is making it like all about Wyleth and them, and then River has Leaf approach.
Why is he here?
Who?
That lump.
And as soon as River sees Leaf scoops River up and starts carrying them out of the door.
No. No. No.
Oh, haven't you heard? You lost.
No.
And then
No. All right. Do you,
Nightmare.
no damage on that one if there's no.
I mean, it wasn't monstrous. It was just
No.
kind of sucky, so no.
It's just kind of
Emotional
sucky.
damage.
emotional damage.
Emotional.
damage.
Emotional. All right.
What did you do?
Just
nighttime.
something.
Tis night time.
Tuesday evening.
Just
Oh, is
something.
he hurting? Is he gonna be feeling that in the morning?
Maybe his heart will be feeling that in the morning.
Best kind. Well.
You got him so
Alright, Is there
good.
anything else you want to look at or dream on? Or
Anyway, thank you so much.
Aerosmith?
All right, day 3.
Who?
Morning of day 3.
His favorite bard.
There we go. Sorry, that took so
Oh,
long.
yeah, that was very good.
Aerosmith.
I'm glad that happened. That was very good.
River needs Wyleth
It's his first
to
and last name.
Incredible.
be distracted. That's basically what they're trying to do at this point.
Loves it.
You're just gonna get me killed.
He's gonna.
I don't know if
He's gonna come and
Kara
he's
is
gonna be like,
I think
yeah.
I planted a seed in you, Kara.
Oh, you went right into her and planted a seed.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
If Yukara killed Wyleth before River got to,
I don't know. I feel like it's just enough to where like if Violet actually did something, like just even a little questionable.
yeah,
Yeah, seed of doubt.
Oh, I should have been doing that. I should do it every single
he'd
night.
be kicked the fuck out.
All right, morning of. It's the 13th of Bradeen, and
Choose one space.
you guys are just a couple hours from Kobam.
Okay.
Anything you guys want to do, talk, discuss before you guys reach the port?
So we think that Mort's where at the mensch.
Yeah, could you explain this to a little bit more in detail?
Oh, Toby's studying his spellbook right now. So
Oh.
he's like, oh, give me a minute, guys.
Well, if he is, I think we need to find a way to.
If it's full of vampires, that's really kind of scary.
That's dangerous. But
How do you kill vampires? With stakes?
I'll talk to you about it in a second. Give me a minute.
I don't.
Oh, you probably know, but I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
Well.
In
we need to get Mort
Mercedes
back.
Rex, they. What do they do?
Yeah, they use wooden stakes.
Okay. They use wooden stakes, but
Because that's the general
do you
folklore of
think?
it.
Do you think my arrow would count as a wooden stake because it's half made of wood and it would go into their hearts?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
What if you carved an arrow out of wood?
I could do that. I'm gonna go look for extra wood
Okay.
On the
on the boat.
On the boat. You're searching all
start pulling
about.
up planks.
Down in the storage area, there are some old crates and things.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take my little dagger. I have
Crate
it,
and
yeah,
barrel.
and I'm gonna start making little
Little
tiny
woodland.
Did
arrows.
anyone die on the ship while we were at sea?
No.
Do we still have those dead bodies? Oh no, Mort
Mort
has
has them in his
They're-
necklace.
Yeah.
his necklace.
Darn necklace.
In Toby's necklace. Well, I think it's important that we retrieve Mort before we even clear Toby's name. No offense, Toby.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really need it done though as quickly as possible. I understand Mort's first
Mort's
priority. Yeah, his
in
priority.
danger.
But like, if it's taking days to get Mort, maybe we kind of veer off.
Toby has
Yeah.
to go back to grad school.
No, I'm just saying, I do have something. I'm not going to school. I do have something coming up though.
Okay.
I'm predisposed.
Mort's death is coming up.
What do you have to do that's so important?
Well, that's none of your business.
I feel like it might be.
Have you got a fella back home?
I've been writing to him. No, I don't have a fella back home.
Well, okay.
I got an event coming up.
Do
What
you-
event? What? Well, are you gonna tell
The
us?
page of my spell. Ignore you.
I like events. I've
What
got
do you
lots
mean
of
an
fancy
event? Do you
clothes.
do you
Maybe if you're nice
dance?
to me, you can come.
I'm not.
I
I'm
think-
not nice to anybody.
I
but-
think I'm nice
Crush?
to
I
you.
don't know what that is. A crush?
I've actually never been to the Crush either.
You're
Crush sounds
usually
like
in
The
the
Crush Beach? Is that what it's called?
push.
The crush. The crush.
The Crush?
It's like I
The
think
Great
I
Crush.
think he crushes grapes with his giant feet to
You
make
do have big
wine.
feet, friend.
You know what big feet mean?
What does it mean?
Lots of
Crush.
Big
wine.
boots.
Big Crush.
Big
Apparently
crush.
not big bags because your car's bags were normal size.
Well, I will tell you
That
what.
was disappointing.
You're so Ted Lasso. That's so funny.
That was very watch that. Apparently not big bags.
It's true. It's very tough.
Kansas City.
Sorry, like I'm not preparing dark vision. You're gonna be blind today.
Wait, I need to figure out what kind of event this is. Do you dance? Do you sing?
My event?
Yes.
It's the vampire ball.
It's the unholy masquerade.
I take out a little piece of parchment from my bib overalls.
your boveralls? So mad.
What is it?
Now you can't make fun of me. This is something real important to me,
Okay.
and I'm real good at it.
I'd like to see.
It's coming up real soon.
1500 GP.
This guy is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't know. The artist took some liberties when they were drawing that.
Is that you?
A coal vault?
I mean, it might as well be.
I don't think that map. Oh yeah, you're doing it.
Oh, yeah?
So you're a rodeo man?
I mean, we're known as cowboys, but yes.
But
I can see that.
you don't ride the cows.
Are they all your size or some bigger?
No, it's not all my size.
Are there weight classes?
No.
Wait,
No.
Are you?
Sometimes
Would
they
you
have-
compete
just
with the
wanna know.
children?
Huh?
Would you compete with the children?
That's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I compete with everybody. You've
Have you
seen me
won
on the
before?
I mean, they don't do it very often, and this is the first time I'm entering as like an actual competitor. But I've
So
won
it's
other
your
rodeos.
wait, it's your first rodeo?
yes.
This is so
I mean,
exciting.
it's not my first. It's my first like professional, like paid situation.
I do love to watch sport.
It's a real fun.
You're
And maybe-
so obsessed with them now.
They do have like little. Sometimes they like get a sheep and you can ride a sheep, like a kid will ride a sheep. So maybe one of y'all could try riding a sheep.
I don't want to.
I think I could ride a sheep.
Sometimes they have cows and stuff.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Men.
Oh. Oh my
Pretty
goodness.
neat, huh? So I need like today's what, the
On one
13th?
right now.
Yes, today was the-
So we got 3 days.
Oh, we
Because-
got.
You're worried about getting this done so that you can go to that instead of worrying about.
Well, that
more.
seems
This is
important
the
to
most
him.
important thing in my life.
How would you feel if you rode a broom and you wanted to ride it for money, and then you said, "Oh no, but you're a murderer, but you're not."
I
I
ain't.
can't see myself in that situation.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wow, no
Here's what
empathy
we're
for
going
this
to
guy.
do. Here's the plan. We're going to try to bust out more.
We're trying to bust out
I mean,
more.
how many days is it going to take to infiltrate like this ancient
And then we're
vampire
going-
manor that no one's been inside of?
And
for
then you're going to be
centuries?
such a hero because you saved a man.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan.
That
I mean, I don't really
that
think
you will be
they'll-
cleared.
They'll be happy, I think, if it's like, because there's been a lot. There's whispers, obviously. There's a big manor with creepy people in it that no one really comes out. There's one person. I think they'd be happy if I kind of like expose something going on there. You know, I've tried before. I look it out, check it out.
Are
Are
you
the
a
one that sucks
journalist?
The goats, the chupacabra. I don't
Did
know
you
what
suck
it is.
the
I didn't know you
goats?
speak Spanish.
I don't know what Spanish is. I just don't understand your story. You said that there's something that's coming and sucking the life out of goats, correct?
Yeah,
Cows, he said too.
there was lots of livestock. There was
Lots
a
of
pony.
livestock.
I remember-
Oh,
Do you
George.
remember my pony?
Not the last.
Oh, George.
I may have killed a pony.
You killed a
So
pony?
you
No. Remember the story?
But have you killed these animals?
No.
Who was
Do you
killing
not
the
remember? No,
animals?
listen. Do
I
you not
told you
remember the
about it, like,
story
4
that he
days
put
ago.
the horse out of its misery?
There was a pony that was screeching.
Fat Daddy's
And
little.
as I was
Fat
breaking
Daddy's
its
little
neck
horse.
to try to kill it because it was bleeding out and it was real in pain.
And you couldn't break the neck because you're kind of not very good at farming.
I'm very strong, but it was an emotional moment. And I was not in my best. It's not a best.
So the thing that we're
It was
supposed to help you
scary.
with is to find who or what
The
is
farmer
doing
came
this.
out as I was
was
putting the pony out of its misery. And then it was like, hey, that's Toby. And so I ran off because I was like, ah. And then a few days later, a shepherd was killed. And I think a couple of them maybe.
A shepherd
and so they were like,
boy?
well, Toby was killing the animals.
A man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
To
the
clear your
the
name.
Not a
gender.
dog.
You must to clear your name.
Yeah, because they think not only am
I
I
never understood what
an
that
animal
was.
killer, they think I'm a person killer.
Well, you did slurp a guy, and we saw it happen.
You did. You slurped him
River
like
killed
a...
that guy.
I
That's
did kill
true,
that
but
man.
you slurped him right after.
But hey,
There was blood everywhere. What's a boy to do?
I've killed many people before. That's besides the point.
I mean,
I never drank their blood. Just putting that
Well,
out
you
there.
don't need it for sustenance
Okay.
to survive. I'm playing devil's advocate in every way I can right now.
Yeah, you just. Whose side are you on?
Both.
I'm just adding to the conversation. Okay, so I'm still making wooden stakes, by the way. I've brought them back up, and I'm carving this whole time.
all right.
I
with
think Mort
Toby-
also has a wooden stake on his person.
Well,
Mort?
it
And
don't look
also
like
a
he used it.
crucifix or something.
If he was
It was
kidnapped, they
tied
would
up.
have taken his
Because
thing.
Jesus is in this world.
It's like a cross. I don't know.
No, he's got some sort of like
Like
amulet for
religious,
silence.
yeah,
He has a giant
Would Toby
tattoo
know
on
if
his
snakes
chest.
are actually more effective against a vampire.
Yeah, yes, you would know that they are. When a vampire is staked, they become
Yeah. They can't move.
They can't move, and I do believe they can't
There's something I
regenerate
remember.
because you do remember that every time it is a vampire's turn in combat, they regenerate naturally.
Oh my god, I have so many stakes for the taken.
All right, so you making steaks to stab?
I'm
us?
making stakes, but I'm making arrow stakes for myself.
Oh, so if we do stake one, then we can like chop off their head and then they die
I
for
mean,
real.
I think if you stake it, there's something going on where it doesn't move or it doesn't heal or there's something. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. It's
Aren't
been
you
a
one
while
of
since
these
I've
things?
One
No,
time-
I'm not. Thank you very much.
One time I drove my dagger through the back of into somebody's mouth through the back of their skull
Lots of blood.
while Wyleth held them down. And I will be honest with you,
Did he get blood on him?
How are you
it
feeling?
was lots of blood. I don't know how I feel about this, but regardless of all of that,
Tell me
it did
taste
help
of it.
that they were incapacitated. So
I
I
put a
think
dip in.
Different.
so. I think that incapacitating the vampire is the best
Yeah.
case.
Wait, so you need to drink blood?
Hmm?
You need to drink blood?
I like to, yeah.
You like to or you need
I
to?
need to.
Okay. But how often? Because it's been like, what, 4
4
days?
days, yeah, it's coming up on. I'm probably going to be needing some more blood. But I can drink animal blood, and it keeps me satiated.
Okay.
You have 3 days until you really start feeling
I'm
the.
feeling a little hungry.
Are you hungry right now?
No.
You are almost Southern right then.
Are you hungry right now?
You guys spend some time.
I've been
It's time
spending
to-
some time with you.
No, I'm good.
I like
I'm
your
good. I'm good.
accent. Where are you from?
Okay.
I do, though, while we're on the subject, if we could kill a guy, I have a spell that would maybe be helpful at some point if I can get the blood of somebody who's died, like in the last day. I'm not planning to do it today
That's
because
fine.
I don't think we're gonna kill anybody. Hopefully.
I also told you about the killing that brutally, not just because I wanted to tell it, because I think that would be helpful in killing a vampire, like doing that to them.
Oh yeah.
Stabbing them in the
One
throat?
of us holds it, the other one stabs it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the plan.
One of
I'm
them.
pretty strong. I can hold somebody.
One of them stakes it, the other holds
Oh.
it, and then I.
How close are we? I say that.
Land ho!
Oh, well, all right. Well, since we're gonna be on land within the next little bit, all of you get in a circle.
Oh.
Do we have to hold hands?
I mean, yes. All right. I'm gonna
You're trying to
cast
go ball.
semen.
Huh?
Semen.
Semen. So
You're
You're
gonna.
gonna cast that. Oh no, not me.
I cast semen.
Semen?
So I'm changing the appearance of all of us.
What are you saying?
Seeming.
Oh.
C-I-N-G. I cast
You like
semen
missed the whole joke.
on us and change everyone's appearance.
So what do we look like now?
Where you guys are covered.
You get to decide.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I sure
God.
do. If you're willing, then I get to. Then you might. If you're not willing, then it change.
Okay.
Make a saving throw. So Leaf, I'll have Leaf be. I can make you up to a foot shorter, so I'll make you or a foot taller. I'll make you a foot taller.
Oh my
I'll make
God.
you like 7 feet tall. And make you a Goliath, and make you real like rail thin, like a real
Skinny
tall,
Goliath.
like Ichabod Crane.
Oh my god.
With like a pointy nose. You're wearing not armor. You're wearing like just kind of like farmer clothes and a straw hat.
Make him a crane, make him a
You
farmer.
better make me sexy. I'm not
Okay.
joking.
So and then River, I'll make a foot shorter.
I'm not willing.
You have to be willing whether or not before you know what you look like. So your River's a foot shorter, and if you resist, you can make a saving throw. A foot shorter, real muscular. Wearing heavy armor.
Crap.
My good
Charisma saving throw. I think they're gonna say.
I don't even think I have good charisma. 9.
Wait, are you making them?
Um,
Oh my god! A dwarf?
I was thinking, like, so you're how tall?
5'11" with the horns.
So like, yeah, 4'11" with the horns now.
Man, that's height.
God.
Very vague.
No, you're throwing off my whole thing.
Like a vague.
I think that's the point.
Like not clear. Like, do female dwarves and male dwarves both have beards? And
They do.
everything?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
so-
Not
Not
all
always.
female dwarves.
So you kind of have like it's not like a long beard, but like a shorter, kind of scruffy, patchy
No.
beard. and
Everything is not
yeah, you're
what
bald
you need.
because Goliaths usually are.
Yeah.
You have gray, like a charcoal gray beard. And the
I'm
dwarves'
the
eyes kind of look like
Kritsky,
dark
bro.
skin though. So like the eyes are kind of that iridescent thing, yeah. And then Nyx, I will make a foot taller.
I would be 6 inches tall
Yeah.
if you made me a foot short.
So you're now the
2.5
size of like a halfling, but I'll make
Uh-huh.
you a real little dwarf.
Okay.
With a beard that drags on the ground, and
So River's a dwarf?
yeah.
River's a dwarf and Nyx is a dwarf.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting to it.
Oh.
You,
Maybe an elf.
To
Would you
it.
have
I
made
get
me
it.
an elf,
you
at
are-
least.
you look exactly like exactly like River's dwarf, except the beard is long and full, and you're a lot smaller.
Okay.
You're wearing heavy armor though. Nyx is wearing like wizard's robes.
Now, how am I
A tall-
supposed to-
a tall pointy wizard hat.
How am I supposed to do
Oh my God.
anything with this armor on.
Well, you don't feel it, just as an illusion.
Well, why are we doing this?
And so we
Why
look
do I
like
have
this
to
for
look
8
like
hours.
What do you look like, Toby?
I'll be
A dog.
a foot taller, and
He's gonna make himself sexy. I'm so mad.
and
It's still only like 5
kind
feet
of like
tall.
a very like a V swimmer's build, like broad shoulders with a very like a tapers
Sure.
at the waist.
Tapers at the waist.
And so I'm like 3.5 feet, so I'm like 4.5 feet now. So I'm still a halfling, just
Okay.
a very like
Short king.
very tall, maybe like half something else.
Sexy.
Very sexy.
I've never been so
With-
interested in Toby before.
With big burly mutton chops.
Never mind.
Big mutton chops, so like a very like rugged, handsome vibe, like something that Toby would find handsome.
Right.
And like dark jet black hair with like a streak of gray in the center of it.
Okay.
And very piercing blue eyes.
I'm really mad.
And
So funny.
he looks kind of like, you know how some Irish people kind of have like black hair and blue eyes, that vibe.
You know how some Irish people are fucking gross.
Not like not that Irish people all look like, but
My
you know how
dad.
certain like yeah,
Yeah,
like
my
some
dad.
like that vibe, you know. So that's what Toby looks like, and he's wearing like a button-up shirt, but it's unbuttoned on the top, so you can see his chest hair.
This is
Okay.
ridiculous.
Is the chest hair also black?
It's kind of like gray, like he's got salt and pepper happening.
You are now
It's
seeing, as
length
you guys
now.
are approaching the dock, you see a familiar man to you who's...
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
I guess I could have done Stiv too. Stiv wants to be changed.
Why are you?
Oh.
Why are you changing us?
I feel like he has a point.
So I'll make Stiv look like Toby, but no. no.
You just
defeats the
make
whole
somebody
purpose.
else you.
I'll just make him not. I'll just make him a buffer version of himself.
My question is if you are on the run, why do we have to be changed?
It's fun. Well, because I was gonna cast this spell anyway, because I can disguise just me, but it's for a shorter period of time, and I have to like. I think it's. I don't know if it's concentration, but this spell isn't concentration. It's fun. We're playing dress up.
This
No.
is not fun to me.
This
Why?
is fun
You're
to
so
me.
tall.
Where are my muscles?
Well, I thought it'd be nice to you see what it looks like. Try something out.
Try something new.
Well,
It's terrible.
Guys,
Why
guys,
these two dwarfs?
I was once beautiful. You could have made
It's like
me
a
an elf.
mini dwarf.
I love to be androgynous, and you've made me
Listen,
this.
tomorrow, if you want me to cast again tomorrow, I'll make you look however you want. I just thought it'd be fun to surprise you.
You kind of feel like the boat coming to a stop as you guys are now at the dock area. And you see a familiar human walking up, and he's got like his little ledger binder.
guys, should I do a different voice or
Oh, I'm
should
so
I
excited. I
put my
forgot that we
voice?
were in Kavan. This is like my NPCs.
Yeah.
My NPCs.
And he is like very serious looking, and he
Should've come up with a
starts
story.
walking up to
I was too busy playing dress up.
You see him coming, like, and you might have a minute or two until he approaches.
Okay, this guy's real serious about it. We need to know what we're doing here, and we need to be like official. Where's the captain? Are you the captain? One of y'all?
I'm the captain now.
Okay.
No,
I don't think
no.
that was.
Here's the thing. This is so different. Okay.
This is so different.
What's
Do we have different voices, or is it?
We
still
have to
No,
make
it's just
them.
a
Oh, it's
visual
our
illusion.
same voice. I was like pretending that my voice.
I
was
have to
different.
change my voice because my real voice would not work for this.
I mean, you're still real little.
I know, but not
Where's the
that.
captain?
A mouse.
Captain.
You find the captain.
You're supposed
Yes.
to talk to
The
this
captain,
Why are we here? What's our story?
Mr.
Oh,
Captain.
that's-
Cove?
That
What are you
is
telling this guy who's coming?
No.
The like doc guy.
no, that's up to you. This is your
This is your.
God.
mission.
Hey,
need to
No,
help
wait.
us
You
here.
wouldn't recognize any of us.
Nix.
Yeah, he'd be like,
And-
who the fuck let
So,
you on my
Nix
ship?
is gonna
You
walk
know,
up to the guy and say, "Matey, day for it."
What up to the guy that's coming
Yes.
up with
Am I
the
allowed to?
ledger?
Do I have to stay
Garvin,
like this,
I'll-
or am I allowed to change?
No, you're like this until I try.
What if I cast disguise self on myself?
DM? Would it illusion over illusion?
It would maybe, yeah, you can put like a
I don't know how that
disguise
would
on
work.
this illusion.
It would look like you
Um,
like photoshopped too much.
I don't know how that would work either. Quickly though, Garvin, we'll just say that Garvin Koth has said, like, you know, he's going to be doing his own things during this time. He's got a couple of deals to make, so anything that you guys are doing, he does not want to be
We're here for
involved in as
business.
far as
We're here
the...
for business.
Especially as
Horse
he's
sell.
seeing
Don't
you
have a bunch
guys...
of horse feed?
We've sold it.
We have more.
We have more?
We could be selling horse feed. We're
But
horse
we-
salesmen.
We don't have enough to sell.
We
Horse
have
salesmen.
enough for our horses.
We're looking to buy horse feed.
No, I don't think we should.
You could just say you're visiting
A friend. I was gonna
Corvon.
say we're going to visit. We're visiting. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna step forward.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to cast disguise self so I look like myself.
I feel like it's up to the DM, but this is a 5th level spell.
Yeah, I know. I
I
don't
feel
think
like
it.
a vampire
Yeah,
would
first.
override it.
yeah. I feel like it would for sure override.
But I mean, I don't know how it would work.
I can't imagine.
I feel like it would
I
have to
don't.
be
No
that
one's ever
seeming-
tried to disguise self
Because I
over
feel
top
like
of
because
seeming that I know of.
Because you can fail a saving throw on it. I feel
Oh,
like you're
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You're just like that.
Yeah. You've accepted it.
I've not accepted it.
You haven't, but
River
it
hasn't,
happened,
but
yeah.
Just play it
I
cool.
tried.
All right. So you
Your
guys,
name's Steve.
No, it's not.
You look like a Steve right now.
you see Cadmon Oberon
Yeah, I'm on.
walking up,
Alright. We're out. We're dignitaries. We're out of town. I don't know.
and he's got like a short-ish hair up top. He's wearing like he's taking himself very seriously. He's working the docks, the ledgers, but he's like wearing like an overcoat, and he's got his quill and he's ready. And
Hello.
good day. The weather is favorable to most people who find these sort of things. Favorable if you're sailing. Do you have your information?
Well, of course we do. Steve?
What kind of my name's not Steve. Hi. What kind of information?
I'm
like to
actually
know-
Steve, but they
This is
keep getting us
ridiculous.
confused.
I need to get all of your information, please. I need to know the name of your ship, what your
The
names
Chillywick.
are. The Chillywick. The names of your passengers are
Steve.
Steve.
River.
Last name.
None.
Steve.
Steve.
Steve Stuve. That is, if you've ever heard the name Stuve. Stuve? Steve. Steve, is it Steve or Steven? Do you spell it with a V or a PH? It's very important to know that I have
I
the
spell
spelling
it-
exactly correct, as it's meant to be.
I spell
The
it
name
with-
Stephen comes from
Can you
a
please
long
give me a
line
moment to answer?
of Stephen Stuven.
Steve Stuve. I might
Steve
know. I
Stuve.
was.
What
it's
is
a
your
long-
age, Steve Stuve? I need to know your age.
24.
24. Your name
That's
is.
invisible.
What
My
is your
name
name?
is River.
River. Last name, please.
Silverlight.
River Silverlight. In my log. Okay. Your age, please.
I can't remember. 25.
We're very close in age.
What is your name,
My
sir?
name is Leaf.
Leaf. Oh, that's like on a tree. Do you like maple trees? Maple trees, or would you rather oak trees?
Well, my last name is
Would you like an-
Bridge.
Oak Bridge. Leaf Oak Bridge. Okay, great. Okay. What is your name?
29 years old.
29. What is your name over here?
Tony.
Tony. Anthony, Tony, Antonio.
Tony with an I.
What's your last name?
Why does that matter?
I need to have this for my ledger. People oftentimes don't think that ledger placement and
Falcon.
organization is very important.
Tony Falcon.
Tony Falcon. Your age, please. Tony Falcon.
37.
37 years of age. Okay.
You
The
done?
initial step. No, I'm not. The initial step in maintaining a boat ledger on a dock is to establish a well-organized system. This
Yeah.
is imperative. If I didn't establish a well-organized system, you would not be able to enjoy the merry time that you so probably enjoyed with the fairest of weather.
A little bit more relaxed on rules.
Well, not here, because it's a meticulous approach that is required.
Okay,
I
goodbye.
must
I
take
think
a
you're
meticulous
doing a
approach.
fantastic job.
Each
What is your name?
ledger. Cadmon.
Cadmon, I think that you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you so much. Each ledger needs to be appropriately balanced. I need to make sure that everyone who
Well,
says
are
they're
we-
here
are we
is
doing
actually here.
We're gonna go into town.
I need to make sure that facilitating the retrieval of your
Steve
information
Stove.
is not. I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage because you're all within 30 feet.
Oh
of me.
no.
Counterspell. Is it a
Oh my
spell?
god, he's an energy vampire?
It is a. It's not actually
Oh
a
my
spell.
god! Oh my god!
Oh my god, is he a vampire?
He's an energy vampire.
He's gonna charm
He's
my
Colin
glasses.
Robinson.
He's gonna charm
With
him.
disadvantage?
His name is Cadmon
Wisdom saving.
Oberon.
Oh, with disadvantage.
Oh, that was good.
Shit.
Melissa.
Okay.
Oh my god, I
Oh
got
my
a
God,
20 and I got a 1.
I rolled an 18 and a 19.
I got a 16 and a 13. But what is it? A
21.
wisdom saving throw? You said?
So wisdom saving.
18. I got
Tony
18
rolls a
in
21.
total.
I got a natural 20, then I got a natural 1.
Am I about to tear this man's throat out?
No, he's an energy vampire. This is so funny.
This is really funny, Melissa.
Okay.
I literally cried. I literally could not breathe.
Did anyone get less than a 17?
I got
Yes.
one.
I got 18.
Okay.
I'm good.
21.
Okay.
Six.
You guys will take 26 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god!
You guys take 13.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Wait, why? Who
and
is this guy?
It's not like
An
damage
energy
that
vampire.
it's like you
kinda feel
feel
like you're being
like drained. You feel
What are you
kind of
doing,
down.
dude?
You feel not at your best. And he just says, in conclusion, the practice of maintaining boat ledgers, although some people find it boring or seemingly mundane, involves a comprehensive and mechanical approach to record keeping. And thank you so much for your time. I wanted to promote safe and well-being for all of us on our maritime environment. And
Almost
he
just
walks
cast
away.
deafness on myself.
And you see him sort of like
What?
skipping up.
What is
About.
going
Oh
feels
my
better.
god!
He's
He
full
feels
of it.
better.
Experienced
He's
this before?
betrayed us.
Has Toby experienced this before?
You have.
What just happened to
I
us?
think we need to kill that man.
Wait.
I feel awful. First of all, I look like this.
Oh.
Second of all, what was that?
I think
Do
that
I know
I think
what
that
he's
he
got going on? Or
caused
no?
You don't really know. Yeah.
I
It's,
think
no
he
idea.
caused us damage by how boring he was.
My head hurts.
Usually
I'm
everybody's
so
boring to me, but that man was just...
I feel like I got punched in the face, but with like a boring fist.
Okay.
Tony Falcon's a really
you
cool
guys
name.
see
Tony Falcon...
Garvin,
Killed me.
Dimora, Trotty, and Stiv are like kind of like popping down the.
Popping their pussy.
Listen.
They're
listen,
they're
guys.
popping off the boat
Hey,
now.
listen, stay away from that guy over there. I point towards the fucking dude.
What's wrong? What happened?
Just stay away
He
from
just is...
He's very
He's
boring.
so
He's so
bland.
What's
boring.
wrong with?
I think it would kill Steve.
Are you
He's
very
very
tired?
bland.
Oh my god.
Just
Do
keep
you
away
see a
from the dude.
lady?
That's what I'm going to
Zoggy.
do. I'm going to go look for Zoggy.
Do you care if I come with you but I'm invisible?
Do you like my beard?
I don't care.
Just because I don't want to look like this right now, and I don't want anybody to see me looking like this. No offense, your
Well,
work
nobody
is
would
just
know it's
I
you.
can tell who you are by your voice.
Thank you. I do have a lovely voice.
Do you like
I
my?
think you look beautiful.
Stiv,
If
Stiv.
someone wants to try to see through it, by the way, Melissa, I think they have to make an investigation check against my DC.
Right, and they'd have to have some reason to think that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stiv,
use
have
your
you?
action to
Stiv, what do you think of my beard?
Oh, it's lovely and bushy.
Bushy?
I wish I had a beard.
You could have made him
Sorry,
a
Steve,
beard.
I didn't know that you had a special request.
Well, I look like a big old goblin.
You look beefy. You've been working out.
You do
Do
look
you,
very
do you
beefy.
not want to look like that when you meet your lady for the first time in a while? Do we want to lie to her and kind of manipulate? Like, what approach are we going for here?
Well, I did like the idea of looking,
Maybe we do
like
this on
this,
day
but-
2.
I don't want to be dishonest.
I'll end seeming on Steve.
Well, you could do one person.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Then why do I still look like this?
Well, because I want y'all to look different so we don't get... Listen, think about it this way. If I get caught, right, if they figure out that Toby is here and he's the killer... Well, not that I am the killer. They think that Toby's the killer. They say, hey, this is Toby, he's the killer. And y'all are seen with
Sounds
me.
like something a killer would say.
It does. And y'all are seen with me. Wouldn't that be bad?
It does.
You don't want to get caught with the killer.
You keep saying that you're the killer.
That makes you an accessory.
It's
We
a little
don't
bit, you're verging into overkill at this point.
We have a standing in this kingdom. and
Exactly.
Yeah,
What I'm
and if
saying
they,
is, I
but if
don't
they
think
find
they
out
would
that we're
think-
with a vampire who murders,
Listen, you're not
then-
you're not in Culver's Cove. Sorry, Nix, go ahead.
I was gonna say
Or Steve, I mean.
thank you for respecting my name,
Steve.
Steve
Steve
Stuve.
Steve Stu was genius.
Thank you, Tony Falcon. Amazing.
Thank you.
Anyway. But yeah, if we do get caught with the killer, then we'll get in trouble too. And then what if we don't find Mort in time? And then we're in more trouble. And then we can't even go to the rodeo and ride a goat.
That's what I am saying here.
It was a sheep, right?
A mutton. Whatever that is.
Okay,
But
so
miss the meat that you get from a sheep.
That's all I'm
what are we
thinking about,
doing?
baby.
Let's venture into the town and see what we can find out.
Yeah, let's do it.
How long does this last, by the way?
8 hours.
for the whole day. So you guys, as you're now leaving the dock and approaching the town, there is a pretty visible little path that connects to a long road. It looks like this might be like the only road in town.
This is my favorite road.
It's like a
only
strip,
one.
and there are there's a
exactly home.
bank, there's a stable, there's some homes, there's
there
a
a
post
post
office. There's
There's a post
all these
office.
little things
There's
all
a saloon.
along.
friend lives there.
Restaurant.
And then as that path sort of dissipates a bit, there's a gate which winds up a long hill. And now, as you guys are walking in, you see the mist. There's a mist all along the edge of this gateway that sort of rolls into town, but does not, it sort of dissipates before it hits you guys. But up on that hill, you see a large manor. A dark shadow cast on this house, almost unnatural, as if the sun is pretty high in the sky right now, but this house is shadowed. There's a large, twisting, almost black tree to the right of the home that casts this long, sort of claw-like shadow. And there is bramble wood and tumble, this, that's, and the others, whatever. There's all sorts of vines that are sort of growing, but look dead. The mist, as it curls up from underneath this fence, sort of almost, if you were to, it's like a trick of the mind, but it looks like almost like hands that sort of like reach and point towards you and invite you inward.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, that's up on the hill.
I
Long
think
ways
that's
up.
where Mort is.
It's
by the
so
way.
hot here.
It's
Yeah.
he's
It's-
up in the scariest
like
place you could have
humid.
possibly chosen.
I didn't choose it. I think that's where it probably is, though. That's what I've been saying anyway.
Up there.
Yeah, the big man.
Guys, it looks like Munster Grunts' house.
And when you guys were on the boat, when you, it does look like Munster Grunt's house. When you were on the boat, like the sea air was warm, but like there was a spray, and there was. Once you guys have now undocked, and the energy has been sort of sucked from you, and you're walking up, it's almost like takes your breath away. The blanket of heat that lies upon you.
It's based off of New Orleans.
No,
Very
it's,
muggy.
New
here.
Orleans.
Yeah. So, what was our plan? Are we just gonna walk up to the front door? Like, I don't think.
think-
that's-
No, I think we should
Perhaps we should
prepare.
ask.
We're dignitaries from a dwarven town. You're the body. Well, no, you're real thin. I mean, thin bodyguard. Yeah, you're the bodyguard.
The butler.
I'm the leader.
No.
Yeah.
You're the leader of the
but-
dwarves?
You're not the leader.
I'm
Maybe-
dwarf adjacent.
Maybe we should talk to people in the town and we can find out information about
I'm
the best
people
way
in
to.
town. I'm telling you.
Well, I
Yeah,
know you're
whatever you
people in
want.
the
Let's talk.
town.
you guys see right now, like the road looks pretty. It's not busy like a town would be, but there's things happening.
Tumbleweed.
There's a tumbleweed.
Let's bring our
But you do
horses.
see almost like a flash of green run across
Hey,
the
what the hell's
road,
that?
carrying these
Oh.
big packages.
Oh, that's my buddy. If you want to talk to somebody, he knows everybody in town.
Who?
Okay,
You see the little green guy over there?
excuse me, hi. And Nick's run.
Parcel?
I can't believe he's still living. You're still living?
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Oh, well, I'm Tony Falcon.
Tony Falcon's so funny.
Tony
Oh
Falcon.
my god, Tony Falcon.
Parcel. I'll take out a little piece of wire
Tony.
and just pass message the cantrip to him and say, "It's Tony, don't tell nobody."
I know.
Down nobody.
I've used Tony Falcon like a...
Yes, he knows Tony
You use
Falcon.
Tony Falcon every time.
Tony.
So, young man.
I'm Steve. What are you doing?
There's some questions for
I'm
you.
Parcel.
Oh my god. He doesn't talk too much.
Yeah, he's a man of few words.
Have you happened to see maybe an old man who's tiny and skinny and frail, but he's also missing an arm and he has a huge beard and maybe there's bugs on him?
And maybe a skull.
No. Parcel hasn't seen that.
Unfortunately.
Oh no.
Have you
What
seen
if he was here
a
and I cast
goblin named Zoggy?
He said, "That's my cousin."
Soggy, yes.
Oh,
She comes through.
oh, here we go. Where's Steph?
Steve.
It's on road. Right? This is the
Yeah.
opposite.
Make a perception check.
That's a 2.
To,
You've gone blind.
you are very hell bent on portraying Tony Falcon, and
Tony
as
Falcon's who
you're
you
looking
are
around,
like in the saloon.
it's very hard to see anything else right now except for becoming Tony.
I am become Tony.
I am become Tony.
You're a method actor.
Yeah.
I'll take a
Okay.
cigarette.
Well, my friend's looking for her, so if you see her, tell her that Stiv is looking for her.
And tell her that
Parcel
Tony
tell
Falcon's around.
Stiv. Parcel tell Zoggy.
You seem like a good messenger.
It's my job.
It's like his catchphrase.
Yeah, it's like a sitcom.
I remember the moment that Elena was figuring out how Parcel would talk.
I know. There was
awful
so
it was.
many
Yeah.
different variations. Yes.
Yeah, it was so bad.
It was wonderful.
It was fantastic.
And you settled on what Melissa was doing.
And your dad is basically Goofy,
Uh-huh.
which is so funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially that, because I didn't know.
All right. All right, sir. Have you seen? You said you didn't see the one old man. What about a rail-thin older gentleman with a skinny little hand? Any bats flying into town?
There's been a lot of bats.
Falcons?
Who was that?
There's been a lot of bats. Falcons.
That's what I send on my way.
No.
Anyway, I don't think that this one was anything.
so-
Hey, Tony?
Yeah.
Rodeo?
Oh, you better believe it. What is the law calling for you?
Questions have been asked.
And you
Like
know
what?
the rules, right? Lie, lie, lie.
What?
Deny, deny, deny.
Yeah,
Lie, lie, lie.
Sheriff Delm, friend.
Well, just keep on keeping on, my friend.
Where is the sheriff?
Probably.
You think that he could help us with something we've got going? What?
Hey, we're gonna go to the sheriff with the wanted criminal?
Sheriff Isla Delm.
Well, you're Tony
Not a
Falcon.
man.
Oh, a woman.
Some people could see
Even
through
better. So, do you think she could help with something that has to do with that place?
it. Hey, go ahead. That's what you're gonna say.
Parcel. No, no, no.
Listen, River. I mean, yeah, well, we need a different name for you, but don't.
I'm not-
Listen, I know you're new here, but just pointing out in the open at the big scary thing up. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I
People
feel like they can
watching.
see. I mean, I feel like
Oh, they can see.
that's. I'm just saying. Maybe don't. No, don't do that.
Yeah, there's definitely people noticing you guys just because you're new.
Yeah.
When new people come to Kovan, they typically either try to see what they can sell you or what they can take you for.
I've kind of wandered off to look at something that someone's trying to sell me.
Okay. Are you going to a store? There's carts set up too.
Yeah,
all about.
let's do
There's a fruit stand that's
We don't have
pretty
anything
near to where you guys
You
are
keep
now.
bonking your head.
Yeah, because I'm not used to being a foot taller. I'm like, boom.
Yeah, you see a stand out, and there is delicious papaya and some mango.
Delicious papaya.
Delicious papaya. That's how the guy talks.
I will say
He's selling
that
them.
just as a note to make sure, Toby's broom is in the bag of holding because
All right.
Oh.
he's the broom boy.
You guys hear.
I am the broom boy.
Like a swinging of a door open, as a half orc woman. She's got a very like sort of tied back, tight ponytail with a braid up either side. Hair is a beautiful like wiry silver. She looks like maybe somewhere in her 60s. She
Her
is
back.
absolutely a woman with power. You see a sheriff badge over top of her plaid button-up shirt, button down, and a vest, a leather vest that hangs over it. Very sort of tight around the arms. You can see the biceps are pretty impressive. And you see a large green man right beside, like kind of following her out. And you can see now sort of a scar-covered crocodilian
Crocodile.
humanoid, a Krovic.
Looks like the guy from Sonic.
And you see him snap his fingers, and this lizard comes running around the corner. Mud, let's go, boy. We got ourselves something to look into. And he jumps on the lizard and takes off as the sheriff sort of leans back on the beam of this little porch area.
I'm so excited right now.
And
She eyeing
just
us?
sort of she's watching this fella taking off on the lizard, and then sort of looks over in your general direction.
I just lock eyes and squint.
That was my. Never mind.
She starts walking towards you.
Move my desk away from
You're the
my
sheriff.
10
I
paces.
It's nice to meet you. I'm
Pleasure
River.
to
This
meet
is-
you.
Don't say nothing
Go ahead and say what you're about to say.
I'm Steve.
I am a magic user and I'm playing around with some different things, and so I look a little different than I normally do. Because, and just me, because I'm usually beautiful. So here's the thing.
What an inconspicuous thing to say. Just I have the illusion.
21.
And she rolled a natural one.
Oh, thank
Oh.
Jesus.
She's like,
She's
okay.
sort of taken for a second, enough that she's kind of looked over and almost. I'm sorry. Could you
don't-
say that again for me? A little slower.
Yeah, sorry, I talk very fast. Different than the dialect here. I
so offensive.
am an
All
art.
Irish people look the
No,
same.
no, I don't mean anything by that. I'm sorry. I'm usually so much more charming because I look more beautiful, and I'm just playing a little. Oh my god.
You just need to speak very clearly to
You
me
need
about
to.
what you mean.
I think maybe you
What I
need to take a
mean-
breath.
Maybe move on from that.
Maybe move on from your looks for a minute.
I'm very vain. Listen, here's the thing. How are you? This is Tony Falcon.
Howdy.
I'm River.
I'm Steve.
This is Steve.
It's a beautiful morning. I enjoy my morning walk. I see some new folks have come to visit, and I'd like to say hello. I am the sheriff, Sheriff Isla Delm. And, is there anything I could be helping you with?
Yeah, actually, a couple of things. I think you know what? I'm just gonna come out with it because I think that I have to.
Oh, Jesus.
Our friend has been stolen from us, and we believe that he is up there.
In heaven.
No, in the manor.
In heaven.
Okay. Shh. Come inside. Let's sit.
I'd really not like to be
I like
this
this
man
story.
anymore.
I know. I'd like to be myself. I'm sorry that I can't.
Please always be yourself. I recommend always
I'm just
being
normally-
yourself.
Yeah, I do too because I'm a wonderful person.
I've never seen you look any different.
Tony, you need to shut up. I am a tiefling, usually, not a dwarf.
Okay, why is it that you have disguised yourself in such a way?
Because I've got a new spell and I'm practicing it and I accidentally...
And their friend went missing, and they hired me to find him.
My friend went missing, I didn't
You
know...
guys are so lucky she rolled a natural one.
My friend went missing.
Well, we went and told that we were disguised immediately.
I did. My friend went missing and I don't know if they're looking for me as well.
Okay. So I heard that you said something about the manor. That is a touchy subject around here for a number of reasons.
The vampires.
allegedly, there's been some disturbing news that has happened recently around here in Covon, and someone we care a great deal about has gone missing. But it is not without a dark spot, unfortunately.
Sometimes Tony Falcon leaves those in his underpants.
Tony.
Why would you say that, Tony?
In the
Just
third
being
person.
myself.
I don't
Be
know if that's
myself.
appropriate
It's not.
for this particular conversation, but
Who's gone missing? Maybe we've seen them.
a youngin'. I'm friends with his mother. She has gone looking for him, and I'm afraid that he has done something very bad.
Does he have a name?
He does, but I'm going to wait on that if you don't mind, just because I don't know what your intentions are.
Correct.
And we don't know what yours are.
I am the sheriff of Covon, and I have only the best interest of this island.
What do you mean by a youngin?
I mean, he's a young man.
How young?
He's in his 20s.
A human?
The prince.
The Prince of Cavaria.
Yeah.
No, we don't worry about such things here.
Damn straight.
I like this place.
We've got more to. We don't concern ourselves with the
You said
mainland.
we've got more.
We've got more
So
more to think about than all the politics and things that go on up there.
I will say that our intentions are not. I mean, I don't know about Tony Falcon, but we, the three of us, in our friend who has been kidnapped. Kidnapped. He's an old man, but we're the tellers, and I don't know if you've heard of us, but
No.
we are sweeping the nation.
It's true.
We're adventurers. We can help. And I will be back to my full self once this psychic damage wears off, and I am no longer looking like this.
And I'm Steve.
You do know that you have somebody like down at the docks and
Draining people.
he's like he took something out of me. Got to be honest
Are
with
you,
you.
you talking about Cadman?
Yeah.
Oh, he's incredibly boring.
So boring it hurts sometimes.
I generally feel very exhausted after speaking with him. That's when I take my nap.
Nap's a good thing to have.
Who was that fellow you were with?
Oh, that's my buddy.
Crocodile. Man.
Dundee?
It's a Krovik.
Krovik.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that his name or is that his race?
Better than a
That's
convict, am I right?
That's his race. His name is Cyrus. And that there that you saw him riding on was Mud.
I heard him call Mud by his name. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool little.
Cyrus heads up the bounty hunters here in Covon.
Toby's gonna begin wandering off. Well, Tony is gonna begin wandering off. Just kind of nod and step out and take out a cigarette and act like he's lighting a cigarette.
All right, so you're leaving the office, like her
Yeah,
office.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
start. Oh, I didn't know we were inside.
Yeah, she invited you guys in once you guys talked about the manor.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold up the cigarette and walk out of the building.
Okay.
Find an alleyway.
That young man that I was telling you about a little earlier, Cyrus has got some of his best guys on it. Old Anders. He's looking out for him, and Rocky Lemon, Sawyer Hibberich.
Rocky
Um,
Y'all
Lemon.
laughed at Tony Falcon, but not Rocky Lemon.
I think it's amazing.
Torin Finkel is also on the case. So,
This dress was you. You brought it on yourself.
best bounty hunters in town. There's a lot come up lately.
if he watches
There's
this?
a number of livestock have not only been killed, but appear to have been drained of their blood.
Oh.
And then we had a couple of recent deaths. A farmer about a week ago, and just yesterday, one of the fellows tending the sheep for the upcoming rodeo was found dead.
In connection with the rodeo.
But, and this,
You're
this
killing
young
all
man, you said there
your
was
competition.
You said that there was a dark spot. Does this man have something to do with this?
Well, I would never guess so, but appears that he had been seen.
Well, maybe there was a miscommunication.
I don't know. If you were to see him, there ain't a lot of people looking like him around here.
That seems racist.
Do you
No,
know?
I mean to say that he's unique. We've got a lot of different people around here, believe me. But he's the combination of some things that aren't just, you don't see all the time.
Sexy and kind.
Humble.
He's a good boy, though. I never known him to do something like this. But he's gone missing, and that does not look good. I'm having a hard time keeping everybody at bay, to be honest. And his poor mother is out of her mind and just mourning.
If you can help us get our friend back from the manor, Maud, his name is Maud, we will help you with this situation.
I don't know how
All
you're going to
before
be
the rodeo.
helping me. I think you need to be helping him. I can tell you about him. I can tell you what to look for. I know some of his hiding places, but I have not seen him. He does go on quite a bit of deliveries. He does go to the mainlands, and he goes to the islands, the smaller islands off of Covong. He spent time off the island in one particular place for a night or two, but I haven't seen him since the day that farmer saw him with his arms around that pony's neck.
He sounds very scary and mean.
I don't think so.
He's not, though. That's the thing. He's not. He's been a good boy, and I don't know for the life of me why he would do this and then why he'd go up missing. He's got a big event coming up.
If he's
Maybe
been
he's scared.
good, if he's been good all this time we've known him, why all of a sudden would he be bad?
Well, I don't know, but someone saw him, and then someone else saw him running into the woods, and then we haven't seen him in a while, and then we had another death yesterday, and he's still not showing up.
So he wasn't
Can I-
even there for the other death?
Listen,
Well,
I
we
think,
don't know. I
hold
have
on.
not seen him.
I think that it's important that I tell you this. And I'm sorry, Tony Falcon, wherever he went. But if there was another death yesterday, there's no way that Toby could have done it.
And then you see her immediately, like, stand up. I never said his name.
I know. I'm not stupid.
What do you mean?
Because he was with us. Because we found him in a shop in Bayford delivering packages. And he came to us to
When
help.
was this?
3 days ago. 5 days ago, in fact.
God.
There's no way that he could have
Where
killed
is he now?
We were on a boat with him the whole time.
No. I am not going to tell you. And here's why. I don't care if you're the sheriff. And you can arrest me. I don't care.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Because
His name's Tony Falcon.
you need to trust that he didn't do this. And we need to get our friend back.
Yes,
Make a
stranger.
persuasion check with
I
advantage.
believe you, stranger. I know nothing about it.
That doesn't look like themselves.
I ain't got no
Persuasion.
words on lies.
That's not it.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. All right. With advantage, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 20, dirty 20.
I believe you. But it doesn't... Listen, I never thought he did it. Truly, in my heart of hearts, I did not think he was capable. But what do I do with an eyewitness? And what do I do when someone goes missing? You've been charged with something. You've been falsely accused even. and you go missing does not look good.
No, it doesn't. I know that
I think
from
that is
experience.
True. And Toby can teleport.
But the thing is that
I'm just thinking out loud.
Nix, you're not helping the situation.
My name
If
is
he could
Steve.
teleport, then maybe he could come back here and.
No, he can't. I don't know. He hasn't ever teleported in front of us. All he's done is ride his broom. What I'm trying to tell you is, he was with us non-stop.
Is he here with you right now?
He is.
Where?
I'm not telling
In
you.
my widow pocket.
My widow pocket.
I
It's me.
use. No, it's not Nix. I use arcane. He could
Nix.
be invisible.
I thought your name was Steve.
It's Steve.
Sticks. The
Well,
bang.
like,
Alright,
like-
so-
River and Sticks.
We're not. Listen, I'm trying to tell you the truth. Next, you need to stop.
Jeez Louise.
Sometimes with this one, but listen.
So Nix,
Nix, Leaf, River.
We don't.
and
look
you
like
two
this.
are
Not
mother and daughter.
No. First of all, I cannot birth children. Second of all,
Well, it looks like you look like.
You look like
A female dwarf.
lady
I
dwarf
know
right now.
because that's
Okay,
what.
so this is not your daughter. is what
No,
you're
no, no.
saying
This
to
is my
me.
friend
You look so much alike.
because
I-
she's
I
not really a
did
dwarf
think.
either, and
This is a mess.
Okay,
The
so
best
you,
fifth level spell
I have.
that was blown immediately.
I'm having some difficulties. I'm going to be honest with you because I believe you when you say that Toby was with you, but I'm having a hard time with this whole I'm a dwarf, I'm not a dwarf, this is not my child. You
this is not my child. Listen, I'm being.
I don't know what's happening.
This will wear off within probably the next.
All right, so it's not just you
7.5
doing
hours.
practicing a new spell.
No.
The three of you have some sort of a thing upon you.
Yes.
River is not my mom.
We did not want to look like this, but now we are this, and we have to continue.
What do you mean you didn't want to look like this, but you
A
were made
spell
to
was
look like
cast-
this?
Was cast upon
Who
us.
cast a spell upon you?
He who shall not be named. But listen, I'm.
All right, okay. I can appreciate a certain amount of discernment. Okay, I can appreciate a certain amount of secrecy. What I need to know is not all the facts. I just need to know where you stand on matters of, is Toby okay?
Yes.
Toby is scared.
And you don't believe that he did this.
Absolutely, I do not believe that he did this.
Why is it that you think he was over that pony the way he was?
He said he was. He told us, and he said it was because he was trying to put it out of its misery because he caught whatever it was, doing what it did, and then it ran away, and he went up to kill it because it was already dying. He didn't want it to suffer.
Okay. Well, this is what we're gonna need. Okay, I need you all to get me some cold hard evidence.
We need our friend
Something. Okay,
before because he's in danger.
I don't know what I'm meant to do about that.
Your guys. Why can't we use them? Your bounty hunters.
I don't think you realize
Sanders. Rocky Levin.
Torn.
they're very good. But did you happen to notice the name of our town?
I know. Kobon, and then the I understand, but
They are the founders of this island, the whole of this island,
The big hole in the center of
the whole of it. You're not here, Tony.
it. That was Tommy.
Tommy.
You're Toby. You're
Tony comes
you're
back
Toby.
in. He just keeps like going in the sheriff doors and then coming out.
There is oh God, tales going back. My great grandmother grew up in this in this town and knew of the founders, and we have some idea about what's going on there. Most of us that have any, brain within our skulls can kind of figure out that there's something fishy. But they have not outwardly harmed anyone or done anything, and they own a great deal of wealth, which is pretty much one of the most important things around here.
Well, I know a thing or two about wealth. I may not look at it right now.
Well, law is a little different than from where you're from. Okay, we don't just go around, someone breaks or bends or destroys a law. It's less about the law itself and if you harmed anybody.
Right. But I'm
But
not worried
our
about the
friend
law.
is in
Our
hell.
friend is being harmed. That's what I'm worried about.
Can you prove that?
Yes. I don't know if he's being harmed, but he got taken and he's scared and he's...
We saw him in a crystal ball.
What is it that you'd like me to do about that?
We need information and how to get to the manor and how to help our friend.
Well, best one that can help you with that is the one I'm looking for.
Toby.
Oh.
So
Here's the other
if
thing.
Toby was to come forward, what would you be able to do to help him?
I would ask him not to come forward right now.
That's probably best.
I would ask that he find the culprit, give me some cold hard evidence to... These men are angry, okay? And they've been offered a lot of money to find him. Now, Cyrus, I can handle. Old Anders? I don't think so.
Loose cannon.
All right. He's got a pretty good hold on the rest of the fellas.
What about the gooch?
So,
Right about the
I'd say you
gooch.
either need a lot of money to get them to turn their focus somewhere else, or
Proof that he's not who they're looking for.
what's that?
Or proof that he's not who they're looking for.
If you could give some good proof, if you could find what is it that has been killing the livestock, and better yet, the people. People don't generally go up dead, and at least they haven't in, God, 40 years.
Oh.
Right around when Savina Probeck was happening.
And a
What
one
did you
shot.
just say?
Miss Probeck.
Guys, just
Okay,
get
we
all
don't-
up. Day one, meet this guy,
Listen,
tell him everything you know.
Girl.
I need
Guy is
to...
gender neutral in my mind.
Listen, Sheriff. You have any idea what's going on in the mainland? Do you keep
We
updated?
hear. Yeah, we're not completely cut off. We get information. We have traders coming through. Toby used to, deliver certain packages and bring back information.
Okay.
He was a spy?
No.
He's a courier. And he'd let us know what was going on the mainland, and I know that there is some unrest.
I got excited.
She likes books.
I can read.
Well, yes,
I
Very
can
well.
too, yeah.
and she likes the
I love a good book.
Mercedes Rex books. Maybe you've heard of them.
One of my favorites.
I could tell.
So here's
So-
my plan.
so relevant
If I
this
could talk to you
conversation.
both, here's the plan that I think we
Where
should
is that Tony fella? That's a long
Tony
cigarette
Falcon.
break.
Tony Falcon, he left. I
He
don't know
need
where
to
he went.
smoke
Smash
it.
cut to Tony.
Yeah.
He's dancing.
He
What?
went to go.
He wants to go smoke a cigarette and
And
pick
he's
up
with
some
you.
milk.
He's part of the tellers.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
with us as part of the tellers.
Okay.
You guys are so conspicuous in everything you say.
I think I understand.
Yes.
I hope you do. I
think that what
we
we
really need to
do-
get Mort. We
I
really
think here's the plan. We need to have somebody help us to get Mort. After we get Mort, we can clear his name.
Are you planning on going up to that manor and starting a fight?
no. I mean, I can.
Because it would be like
invisible.
charging hell with a squirt gun.
I can be invisible.
I like that there's
Does that
squirt
help?
guns in D&D world.
It,
We would
it,
like to
it
just get
helps
our
on
friends
somebody who's maybe not very
A vampire,
perceptive.
allegedly.
You see those shadows up there?
Yes. Yeah. What about him?
Well, they're all the time. and
They're all the
We're
time.
they're all
well,
the time.
They're all the time.
And they are sometimes those shadows move or cast or swirl or turn into a swarm of bats.
Oh.
And there are eyes everywhere, which is why I had you guys come inside, because I would not talk this way out and about.
That makes sense. We've got to be careful, is what you're saying.
So how do we get him?
I don't rightly know.
He would charge in there with nothing but the clothes on his back for us.
Well,
Or naked.
Even naked.
I suggest that
Especially
you
naked.
gather some resources. There's some things that I've kept. Some information. Pulls a book from the shelf, opens it up. Silver. Some information I've kept just in case. Wooden stakes.
Lickies? I pulled them out of my pocket.
Yeah.
A bunch.
Holy water. It's gonna be hard to come by on Kovan though.
There's no one who believes in the Lord.
You know
Which
who
one?
has holy water on him?
Well, probably taken off of him by now.
Sunlight. Radiant energy.
A sparkling personality?
I don't think so.
Oh.
That's what I know. That's the help I can give. I don't know if you are planning on heading up to that manor tonight. I would not do it in darkness.
What time is it now?
It's about afternoon.
Is there anybody that can help us
Tony Falcon.
besides Tony Falcon?
Toby's the only one I know that has really any true knowledge on some of the people that live there and sort of a vested interest.
Okay.
A vested interest.
Well, there's rumor, and I don't even think he knows this.
What?
Toby was told a story that isn't completely untrue, but maybe a bit romanticized from his mother.
Spit it out. Please.
There it's said that one of the Covantes might maybe have something to do with his birth.
Oh.
Weird way to put it.
His, like the
Like a-
midwife.
Maybe one of them.
Like a midwife, they helped his mother give birth?
No. What I mean to say is that
That's so funny.
maybe there's some lineage there.
Oh.
But listen,
Toby
Kaz wasn't a bad guy. All right. He was haunted by his Kaz. He didn't stick around ever too long, and he didn't want to be associated with that family. There is truth in some of what his mother told him, that he had gone off to try to find someone. He'd heard some stories that maybe there was some way to reverse the curse of vampirism. And so that's what he set off to do. I don't know how that went over with his family or if he ever left. But that's what I know. I know there's something in him that draws him to that manor. Something in Toby that he knows hasn't been answered.
I think this is a good moment to tell you what Tony Falcon is doing.
All right, and then so wrapping up with that information, we can go ahead and go to what does Tony Falcon do?
You cut to Tony Falcon and see a bat. No,
Okay.
two bats actually. One that you recognize is Jake Glizzy. The other has a little red mullet.
It still has his hair.
And
So funny.
they are circling near the manor, scouting.
Scott,
All
so
right. That's where we're going to end this episode.
oh,
Information. Thank you guys. This will be good. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Hopefully we'll have more
Ultima Decadia next
session
next sesh.
next week.
Yes.
Join us
Hopefully.
again next week
Yeah,
for the rest of
join
the
us.
story. The whole rest of it. We're gonna end the whole
We're gonna
thing.
end the whole campaign next
God,
week.
you're doing that. That's it.
Maybe Toby's last episode next
It might be. All right, guys. We will see you
Thanks
next
for watching.
time.
Thanks for
Bye.
hanging
See
out
you
with
next
us.
week.
Good day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.